championship ring, I think more people would talk about him as possibly a greatest of all time.
Yeah,
pound for pound, at least.
Because he literally carried his whole team. It was him and
Aaron McKee and a bunch of dudes that you don't remember. Eric Snow, exactly right. No, it's a lot of dudes that people just are like, who? And not that that's fair, because there were some decent players. Dikembe Mutombo, I want to say, was on that team too.
I think Mutombo was on that team.
But he was an older version of himself at that point.
Was Iguodala there yet?
I think he might have been the year after that or shortly after that.
You're
right. Andre Iguodala was
one of my favorite players. I don't even think made it out of the second round ever. That's Tracy McGrady.
I thought you were going to say Donovan Mitchell, but go ahead.
I mean, yeah.
I
can't believe Donovan has never made it out of the second round. But when they said Tracy McGrady didn't make it out the second round, I said, that's wow.
And Tracy McGrady is undeniably awesome. He's not a greatest of all time conversation,
but everybody respects his game.
One of the best of his era.
Yes. He was one of the best scorers we've seen.
So I was going to tell you a story about a Browns quarterback that had a Rolls Royce.
Yes.
Tracy McGrady reminded me of this too. So when I worked for BMW
Tracy
Rolls Royce,
McGrady got his hairline fixed too.
Did he?
Shout out to him.
Good for him. Tracy McGrady, one of the T-Mac, one of the all-time, one of my all-time favorite players to watch. We were at when I worked at Rolls Royce, we would get phone calls from celebrities, rich guys, people you never heard of that had billions of dollars. Mm-hmm. We had a month-long saga with Tracy McGrady. No joke. Because his financial manager called us business manager. Basically, he said, hi, I'm taking over his finances. I'm in charge now of all his accounts, and I need to set this up to make, because believe it or not, a lot of rich people make payments on their Rolls Royce. They don't just buy them outright. They make payments. So he had to make payments on this car, and we had the note. So they called and said, hi, I need to change the account over so I can make payments on it. We said, that's fine. We have to talk to Tracy McGrady or whoever the account holder. You have to talk to them to verify that it's legit.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of money we're talking about. Yeah. And, of course, it's checking accounts and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was one of those things Tracy McGrady is like a pretty big deal, right? Yeah. He was a big-time NBA star.
Where was he at the time?
This was 2008, 2009 was when this happened.
Was he might have been, he probably been the Rockets by then.
Yeah, right? But he's still well in his NBA career. He's busy. He's in his career. And so it took probably a month because the answer was, well, he's not available right now. It's like, okay, well, you have to get him to call back. Someone else would call in who was speaking on his behalf. Nope, you need him. It took a month until finally it went through like 8 people. And finally, one day they were able to say, the next voice you hear is going to be Tracy McGrady. And then he picks up the phone and is like, hi. He said the thing he had to confirm. He was on the phone for maybe 30 seconds. And then it was like, cool, we can do all this and switch it over. And that was that. But that was the level it took to get to Tracy McGrady, was you had to go through people person after person after person to finally get him to verify his own account so he could, keep his Rolls Royce going and all that.
Or he would have heard that truck backing up. Beep, beep.
No, he wasn't like behind or anything. It wasn't anything like that. It was just they wanted to switch over. The account was still auto withdrawing.
You have never seen somebody panic more when you hear that. You sleep and all you hear is beep.
You just hear a tow truck at 3 a.m. Yeah, and they go quick. They got that little lift thing where they just pop them up and go, and they'll put the wheels under them too if your car's like not in neutral or something, or they can't get it rolling.
Yeah,
they don't care. They'll get it. They find a way.
Oh, they definitely go get it. They go get it.
The other story I had, now that we're on this Rolls Royce thing, but I was teasing it beforehand. Go ahead.
They said in the chat that he was driving a Ram TR. He had a TRX. That's what 12 got.
Oh, did he really?
I know the feeling did because I drove 12 car. And yes,
I didn't know
that thing definitely rose. I knew it was a truck of some sort. I thought I seen that on the picture.
Yeah. I that wouldn't surprise me, right? I know a lot of guys like to drive big SUVs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Here's another Browns quarterback that had a really nice car, though. When I worked at Rolls-Royce, they had
Brandon Weeden.
No, well, he may have.
He was a first-round pick, I would imagine.
We would hope so. Derek Anderson. We got a call one day. Someone walked around and was like, hey, I got to pull a title because Derek Anderson had bought his car and had it registered in one state and was moving to another state. Mm-hmm. This was when he was playing for the Browns. I think he may have wanted it either it was in Oregon or he wanted to move it back to Oregon or something, because I think that's where he's from.
Okay.
So they called and I'm like, who is it that we're getting this for? Derek Anderson. I said, the Browns quarterback? They said, yes. And I'm like, Really? I looked it up because I wasn't sure because I had to go back and check. I wanted to find this. He signed a 3-year, $24 million deal.
Yeah. Oh, he
had the money to go buy a $400,000 car. You just don't think about. You hear Derek Anderson. He had a nice career in the NFL, played for many years, made himself some cash. I'm sure he's not the richest guy out there off his NFL career, but he had a Rolls Royce at one point. I don't know if he still does. Hope he does.
Well, due to I've been dealing with Sherm for a long time. He says always buy those used.
Oh.
And every time he's bought in two and he's returned or sold both of them. So he doesn't even have them anymore.
See, the used thing, that is true if you've got money. Because they cost a lot to upkeep.
Correct.
But when you buy one brand new and then you drive it away, it immediately loses like $100,000 of value.
Yeah.
Because it's not a brand new Rolls Royce anymore.
He was like, if you're going to buy one, buy it used. And then he always told us like after 2 years. And I'll be like.
They told us we would have to say words like, you couldn't call it a coupe. Like the Phantom Coupe. It's the Phantom Coupe. And it wasn't a convertible. It was a drop head coupe. That was the term we had to use. So if someone called in and was like, yeah, my convertible, we would just have to say, oh, yes, your drop head coupe? Yes. The bespoke lining in the trunk, like they would match any fabric to the inside. The cowls they used for the leather couldn't be in a field that had barbed wire fences because the barbed wire might poke the skin. And then when they go to make the leather, it would have a little defection in it. So the blemish. That's
a thing.
I'm telling you, like the amount of level they go to. Nice, rich people stuff. I'm not breaking any news. It's super nice. Yeah. But when you find out the level of insanity that goes into making some of this stuff,
not worth it.
Blows your mind. Yeah. Give me a Honda Civic. I'm good. Or Ford Mustang, what I'm actually driving.
Hey, as long as it gets you to A to B.
Yeah, and hopefully not doing 101 like Shadeur Sanders was. NHL and NBA playoff ratings are down double digits this year. Should those leagues be concerned? We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, for our folks over on the south side this morning, things are looking pretty good in both directions of 270 if you're over near Groveport this morning. Over in Gahanna, though, looking a little bit slower. 62 eastbound, 270 though southbound, and 670 westbound, pretty up to par right by the airport, too. Just make sure to take it nice and slow. These roads are very wet and slick. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Rates as low as 5.54% APR and a $400 cash bonus when you refinance your auto loan with BMI Federal Credit Union. Visit bmifcu.org/refinance.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Nashville's hottest band, Old Dominion, is coming to Great American Ballpark on July 10th as part of the Ohio Lottery post-game concert series. After the Reds take on the Marlins, all fans in attendance are invited to stay and enjoy a set from Old Dominion. Plus, you can upgrade your ticket to a pit field pass for an up-close view of the show. For tickets and more information, visit reds.com/concerts.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and so are the summer savings at RCD RV. Don't miss RCD RV's summer kickoff sale running June 7th through the 21st. New RVs starting as low as $12,995. Now's the time to make a splash this summer. Hurry in. Those deals will not last long. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at RCDRV.com. Visit our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at RCDRV.com.
Get blockbuster savings at Coughlin Ford. 5-time winner of the Ford President's Award. Get employee pricing on new F-150s. $10,000 off MSRP on new 25s or $13,000 off new 24 models. Shop the fastest growing Ford dealership in Central Ohio. From America, for America. Visit CoughlinFord.com.
Coughlin has the car for you.
Based on YTD sales and ground stock. All factory rebates to dealer. All prior sales excluded. In-stock units only. Must finance through Ford Motor Credit. Not all will qualify. No security deposit required. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. N7725.
Don't settle for ordinary this summer when adventure awaits. Make memories that will last forever only at your Columbus Zoo and Aquarium, Central Ohio's family destination for fun. Plan your perfect summer trip at columbuszoo.org.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
10 West Broad, Columbus. CordellCordell.com.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat Fan Drive, benefiting Life Care Alliance. You can help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. How can you help? Purchase new box fans and bring them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station, or you can buy online and ship fans directly to Life Care Alliance. The collection and distribution of fans is to assist residents who are at risk of heat stroke or heat exhaustion. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as, that's 888-665-0696.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little Chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Coming up, we're doing the list. That'll be at 7:15. Today's list topic, 5 worst owners in sports. I think you could go current if you want to. You can go back to some owners in the past. I'm going to stick with just people who are currently owning sports teams, but to each their own. You can weigh in on this. We'll give you ours, like I said, at 7:15. But you can jump into the YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, then click on T-Bone and Tyvis, hop in the chat. You can put some of your suggestions there, or at Bone and Tyvis 971 on Twitter. So the ratings for the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals have not been great, Tyvis. The viewership for the Stanley Cup, now that series is over, right? Florida won in 6 games. It was the least watched Cup final outside of the COVID years, 2020 and 2021, which obviously impacted when those games were played. It was the least watched Cup final since 2007. So almost 20 years that they've had since they've had this low rating.
That's kind of crazy because you have, in theirs at least, you have Connor McDavid. The star power was there with Connor McDavid and all the Florida Panthers being the team that they are with all the great players that they have. It's kind of shocking. Maybe people knew Florida would win. Maybe that's why they didn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't know, because it looked like it was a pretty decent series.
Yeah, it was.
You know, and then all of a sudden,
wasn't it 2-2, and then it just turned into 4-2 out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, Florida obviously is the defending champs. This series was the same one that was played last year, which is also odd because it's down I want to say it was down 33% versus last year's Game 6 between the same two teams. Now, some people are pointing, so they averaged 2.8 million viewers across TNT and True TV. Last year, the same two teams on ABC for Game 6, that was 4.2 million viewers. So some people are pointing to, well, it wasn't on network TV. I guess, but it's not like you're talking about they drew 20 million and now it went down to 18 million because it wasn't on network TV. You're talking about a 33% shift because it wasn't on ABC. Like, if you think 33% of your fan base that watches these games is looking on rabbit ears, I don't know, man. I feel like that's probably not how this is going. If you've got any type of basic cable, you've got access to TNT, let alone if you have YouTube TV or DirecTV or something like that.
Which is where most households are nowadays. There's
I know
some type
people
of streaming platform.
People are cutting the cord, right? But there's still ways that you can get TNT True TV. If you are a hockey fan, I would think you would try to get that for the Stanley Cup Finals. All I'm saying is this is the lowest Game 6 since the Rangers and Canucks in '94 drew 2.37 million viewers on ESPN in a non-exclusive telecast, I guess is what they're saying, because it was on a couple different networks. But still, that's pretty bad, man. The NBA is not faring a ton better. The numbers for the NBA are better because they have more fans.
Yes,
But the NBA, I think they had a 9 million number for Game 5, and that was down like 20% from last year.
Well, that's because this one doesn't have the star power in it. You don't have the big names. The face of the NBA, those type of guys are not in this finals. So I think that, and then you got 2 small market teams that's in it. So the bigger cities aren't paying attention because it's not the Lakers, it's not the Celtics, it's not Golden State, it's not the Cavs. It's like stuff like that people actually know those teams.
Yeah.
So that's why this was that. But the crazy thing is, the games have been good.
Yeah,
if you actually watch it, it's actually a good game every time they play.
You've got Game 6 tonight in the NBA Finals. We'll find out if Tyrese Halliburton can go or not. He says he's going to do everything in his power to play with that calf strain.
He going to go, but he ain't going to.
It's a little. I'm just saying, like,
be able to do
if he's not effective, then I don't think this is going to be much of a contest.
Well,
so this may be one of those games too where this may get a low number in part because the numbers have already been down, and now in Game 6, probably Tyrese Halliburton, if he's not 100%,
it's over.
I
don't even need to watch it. It's over.
But I'm going to try to watch it. But I get what you're saying. Like, there's a lot of people that would do exactly what you're saying. Or in the first place, will just say, I don't care. I don't care about either these teams or these storylines.
You know what else would help with that?
What's that?
If they start the game earlier, that would be
what are you talking?
Fantastic. Because
how dare you say that? We're going to miss out on the West Coast audience. That's what everyone always says. Oh, no, the West Coast. West Coast doesn't watch TV.
This 8:30 tip is just...
No,
I'm going to watch about an hour of it and I got to go to sleep.
Well, but you know what, though? I think a lot of people just minimize that. Like, 8 o'clock start, who cares? Well, yeah, there are plenty of people who probably are under 30 that will stay up and watch something till 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, especially if it's their favorite team.
Mm-hmm.
But just your favorite team is not who's the fans of those two teams is not what carries the national rating for this. It's everyone watching it, right? It's everyone tuning in for these moments. And if you're starting a game at 8 o'clock or beyond, you are getting a large number of the big East Coast cities where you do have a lot of people who will go inside and watch TV, whatever you think of why they do that. There's a lot of people that watch TV on the East Coast. West Coast, for some reason, doesn't seem to be as tuned into like making a game a huge splash. Whenever it involves West Coast teams, the numbers don't seem to always bear it out. So
I knew that
I would be starting them at 7.
I knew they was sick when they did that one Sunday where they started it still at like 8 o'clock.
It's stupid.
I think it was game 2. Maybe?
Probably right, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
game 2. They started it at 8. And I'm just like, for what reason? Like, why would you not start this at 3:30, 4:30, something like that? Like,
in the non-NFL category, because we have to always give the caveat. The NFL does that. The NFL has Sunday Night Football starting at what, like 8:15, 8:20? But it's the NFL, and apparently
they've been on all day, though. Like
they have, but also you could start a game at 3 a.m., and the NFL would get 15 million people to watch it. Like, just
yes.
I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm saying that is the way it is. The NFL has kind of been bulletproof on this scheduling of things. Doesn't matter if these two teams are the best teams or whatever. Big names not being in it. The NFL still draws numbers. Every other sport outside of that cannot look at the NFL and say, let's do it like them. Let's put our game at 8 o'clock. That's when they put their big games. No, that doesn't work for you. You got to adjust.
Yeah, well, they need to. Yeah, they botched this. You got Stephen A. playing solitaire.
Did you see Stephen A.? I saw people bringing this up, and it's a spot-on point. Stephen A. and Kendrick Perkins both were ripping Tyrese Halliburton in Game 5, saying, why is he out there if he can't play? He's hurt. Why are you out there? How many times have we heard both those guys rip players and saying, like the Cavs? We even talked about the Cavs. Like, are you really hurt? Then get out there and try to help. Like, I applaud Tyrese Halliburton for trying to gut it out, even though he wasn't very effective. I applaud him for actually trying to help his team the best he can. But those same guys a couple days ago saying, get him off the court, are the ones saying, how are you not out there? It's the finals.
They surrender this game and just get ready for game 6. Well, I don't think him playing right now is going to have him that much more ready for game 6. And on top of that, they had a chance to come back. T.J. McConnell did everything he could to get them boys back, and I think they got into 2 points. Yeah. And then they just fell apart. I mean, Jalen Williams he went for 40. There's nothing you can do about that.
I mean, the other thing we should say about the ratings just quickly is I don't know that it matters to the average fan. Like, I feel like it matters to me. I'm in this business. I look at stuff like ratings. I care about that stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the average fan really does. I just find it to be an interesting barometer of where people's interest is. And if you aren't getting people interested in your product, in your biggest marquee events, that might be something to be concerned about. I do find it interesting that so many people will just slam the NBA for being so down on the ratings and so terrible. And then you look at their numbers compared to like the NHL, which never gets ripped like that. And it's like, oh, the NHL has a fourth of the interest of the NBA, which I don't think it's a big 4 sports anymore, honestly. I think it's probably a big 2. But if it is a big 4, here's your big 4. It's the NFL, it's college football, it's the NBA, and then it's Major League Baseball. That's probably your actual big 4. Like around here, we care about the Jackets, right?
But college,
outside of the hockey markets, I don't think people do.
The tournament ratings is probably good for college basketball.
Yeah, but that's just the tournament. I'm saying college football gets, week 2, Colorado, when Deion showed up, was getting 10, 12 million people watching those games. Like college football, regular season games still draw numbers, more so than pretty much any other sport outside of the NFL.
To your point about the ratings, though, remember they were down early in the season. The critics were out. Then it went up. The playoff ratings were good. I think it is all about the small market matchup because the last time the ratings were this bad, it was for Spurs-Cavs, if you exclude the COVID year. Yeah. That's a dynasty versus LeBron, and people didn't want to watch that either because it was 2 small markets.
Which is stupid. I mean, it's just, if you don't want to watch Shai Gilgeous-Alexander play basketball, you're dumb. Like, he's a great player. If you don't want to watch the storyline with these Pacers running through this playoffs in the Eastern Conference,
the ball a little more, but he's a good player.
I don't understand why you're not watching it. Other than maybe it's just it's become so regional that, like, yeah, if it's not New York or LA or Boston, the average person's not going to watch it. Maybe that's it. Speaking of LA, the Lakers were sold yesterday. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hello and welcome to your Thursday. Things are still looking really good for your commute this morning. Our 10 TV Time Saver traffic map still in the green. We also know it is a federal holiday, so not a lot of people on the roads this morning. That is great because of all the slick roads we're noticing with this wet weather here. For folks over on the northwest side, US 33 to Roberts Road, it will take you 6 minutes. That's looking really good for your Thursday. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
The Ohio State University ROTC has scholarships available. Learn more at arotc.osu.edu.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Jeremy Foltz, CEO and co-founder of 3C Technology Solutions, speaks about working with First Bank of Central Ohio.
I think FBCO had a really nice personal touch. Transition was really easy and much cleaner than I thought it would be. Some very specific things that made me very excited to work with them are availability and creativity.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC. An equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Everybody today in America is trying to get healthy. I'm doing it, you're doing it. There's people out there everywhere. And most people, they don't feel good. And so when you don't feel good, what do? You go to the doctor. There's pills, there's steroids, there's surgery. You don't want to deal with any of that. You don't want to be put on the shelf. You don't want to put things in your body that you do not enjoy. So here's what you need to do. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics, just like I did. My body was beaten up, so was my dad's. We went to QC Kinetics. They're not into the quick fixes. They're going to go there and they're going to diagnose you and find regenerative treatments with your own body's healing power to help heal that damaged tissue. And so you're going to feel better. You're going to be able to do the things you'll love again, and that's perfect because it's summertime. So listen, they're going to go right to the source of it at the cellular level. So give them a call at 380-208-4544 or go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have offices all over Ohio. So go check them out today.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here to help keep you on the road so you can soak up all the summer fun. The road tunes.
Take me out to the ball game.
Hotel pools. Emergency ice cream stops.
Scream for ice cream.
The sunscreen and bug spray everywhere.
It's in my eyes.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here for it all. So stop in for a quick oil change before you go. Only takes about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees Wilson to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
You've probably heard of speed dating, but what if there was something similar for hiring, especially if you're running a growing business? There is Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You can post your job today and talk to interested qualified candidates tomorrow. Simply select a time, and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you'd like to connect with and meet and greet people through back-to-back video calls starting as soon as the next day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cincinnati Reds won a rain-shortened game at home versus the Minnesota Twins last night. Spencer Steer hit a 2-run home run, and Nick Lodelo held the Twins to just 2 runs over 5 innings pitched to help the Redlegs get the 4-2 victory. Cincinnati finishes their series versus Minnesota today. The Cleveland Guardians won their second in a row, defeating the San Francisco Giants by a score of 4-2. Daniel Schneemann hit a 3-run bomb off of Justin Verlander in the 4th to help power the Guards to the victory. The Guards will go for the sweep today at 4:05. The NBA Finals are back on tonight after a couple of days off. Oklahoma City leads the series 3-2 and will try to end the series on the road tonight. Indiana Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton is a game-time decision with a calf injury. This update was sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter. Visit them in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala or at rcdrv.com.
Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Worst owners in sports. We'll do that 7:15. The list. You can tweet us yours at Bone and Tyvis 971 or hop in the YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube 971 The Fan. Search that, and then you'll see T-Bone and Tyvis. Click there, enter the chat. Let us know what you think. I saw that the Lakers were sold yesterday. The Buss family has sold the Lakers in the largest transaction in the world in sports.
Yeah.
$10 billion.
I would have said, where do I sign?
No kidding. Mark Walter is the new owner. Mark Walter had been a minority owner in the Lakers previously, and he's been a part of the organization for some time. So they knew him. They knew he wanted to do this. They knew this was a goal to eventually make that happen. He apparently has been invested in quite a few things because I believe he is also a part owner of the Dodgers. I'm sorry, not the part owner. He's the primary owner of the Dodgers.
This dude who bought the Lakers?
The guy who bought the Lakers is the primary owner of the Dodgers.
I thought the Dodgers was No. I was about to say I thought Magic Johnson was a part of that. He's a part of the Washington.
He might have he does have a small ownership in that, but I think he may be like a minority owner in the Dodgers too. But also this guy, Mark Walter, owns Dodgers and Lakers now. He is the primary owner of the auto racing organization Andretti Global, which is going to be the Cadillac Formula One team. So, he's going to own an F1 team when they enter in. He is the primary owner of the Los Angeles Sparks and apparently also has a stake in the Professional Women's Hockey League, the PWHL. He owns 12.7% of Blueco, which is a holding company that controls Premier League club Chelsea and Ligue Légion club RC Strasbourg.
He owns that too?
He owns 2 soccer teams.
This same dude. That just bought the Lakers.
And the Dodgers. He owns a lot of
Jeez, man, how much is he?
Here's the thing. He is the chief executive officer of Guggenheim Partners, privately held global financial services firm with more than $325 billion in assets under management. So I don't know how much he's personally worth of that, but if they're managing over $300 billion worth of assets, you can guess he's probably worth billions. Obviously, if he's putting together deals like this, I can't fathom what it's like to have $10 billion at my disposal. I don't know that I would use it to buy a sports team. He obviously has way more than $10 billion at his disposal, but I don't know, Tyvis. Do we think we just talked about the ratings in the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
Do we the Lakers are one of the most well-known brands in sports? There's no chance in my mind that he makes a profit off of this.
Yes. First of all, I'm shocked that it went for $10 billion. Didn't the Celtics just sell last year for 5?
6.
6?
But yes, right. The Celtics are also a humongous brand.
That's why
legendary
at the time, I think it was the biggest sale in sports.
It was.
And the fact that the Lakers are worth $4 billion, excuse me, let me not mess that up. $4 billion more?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Jeannie Buss.
No.
Jim Buss is in his grave saying, you better have took that deal.
Well, all the rest of the Buss family, too. I think she also gets to stay on as the governor of the club. So,
she's still around it.
When they go to the ownership meeting, the owner principal shows up. I believe that's still her for the time being. Does that sound right, Dylan Dyke?
Yeah, it does. But do you guys get, a weird sense, the Lakers were always going to be with the Buss family, and it's now kind of weird that it's outside of the Buss family. To me, I associate the Lakers with Jerry Buss, Magic, the Forum, the Laker girls, all that stuff I feel is a past bygone era now that it's in new ownership.
I'm with you that it feels like this is going to be it's just going to be a new era for the Lakers. Not that I'm a big Lakers fan or anything, but you're right. It's always been kind of this gigantic organization that's run like a hometown club. It's run like a small business because it's the Buss family that's always been in charge of it.
Yeah, they were the first to change the. I mean, did you seen what's the HBO series that came out?
Is it called Showtime?
Showtime? Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
it was based on a book I think that was at least called Showtime.
Even watching that, or watching the documentaries on it all, and just what Jerry was doing. He made coming to games I must go. I gotta. You talk about you gotta do this. You gotta get to a Lakers game because it was just a totally different vibe. And for me being 31, it is kind of all you know. Like with the Bus family, it's always been in the Bus family. It does seem kind of weird, but to me, it also felt like it's ran its course. Like these Lakers that we see today is not that Showtime Lakers.
No,
like it's not that anymore. So to me, I think they ran their course, and this was the perfect time for them to sell. So this new guy can come in and put his own spin on it and try to keep this product a top product in the NBA.
By the way, Jeannie Buss, I don't know if you. So she
used to date Dennis Rodman.
She did? Oh, I didn't realize
that.
She
did.
I didn't know she dated him.
Sure
well, I know she was at one point heavily involved, obviously, with Phil Jackson. Like back when he was coaching the Lakers.
What do you mean he was involved? She was involved.
They were dating for like years.
Phil Jackson and Jeannie Buss dating?
Yeah.
This is very public knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea.
What was the thing when he took over?
I had no idea.
When he took over as a head coach, it was this weird dynamic of like, she's your girlfriend. We know you're a great coach. How's this going to work if they need to fire you when she runs the team? And so, like, there was this whole side story there.
Made sure he never made her upset.
That's obviously and they did end up splitting up after a while. But I don't know if you've seen pictures of Jeannie Buss. She's still doing it. She's 63 years old. You'd never guess it. Like, I know that plastic surgery or whatever other treatments, maybe it's just good genes. I don't know. But whatever she's got going on, let her live. She's doing great. You know who she's married to now? Jay Moore. Comedian Jay Moore. Used to be on SNL.
It's always the people that can make people laugh.
You'd never look at Jay Moore and think, oh, yeah, you're likely to marry like the heiress of a billionaire.
That's what
a billionaire in her own right, probably now, obviously.
If you can make them laugh, man.
It's the Pete Davidson effect.
That's right.
You ain't gonna laugh. You'll be in there for life.
I saw the Lakers, though. They're valued at, obviously $10 billion, what they sold for. But their year over year, what they make, their income, the number I saw, and maybe it's wrong, this is not their profit. This is their income, gross income. $250 million a year is what they bring in, which is a lot of money. It's $250 million.
Mm-hmm.
But that is their total amount they bring in revenue from the TV deal, from the jersey sales, from ticket sales. They're not making $250 million. They're probably spending nearly all of that on salaries and upkeep and everything else. I was just trying to think, if you bought something for $10 billion, obviously this is not what it's about. It's not about the profits. But I'm just saying, if you bought something for $10 billion, you'd expect it to turn some profit back for you. It would take 100 years if they were making $100 million a year to pay that back, and they're not. They're not doing that.
The only reason that teams and owners are starting to sell is because nobody wants to pay that second apron tax, the luxury tax.
That's right.
Nobody want to pay it no more, so they try to get out.
This ownership group, it seems like all the pundits are saying that they will. Despite the fact that you associate the Lakers with getting all these free agents over over their team history, this new ownership group is going to make the Buss family look poor.
Well, the Buss family didn't want to do that. They didn't want to spend some of that money like you're talking about. They would get up to luxury tax a little bit, but they didn't want to keep doing it. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, this could prolong LeBron's career. You never know. Where he's like, oh, hang on a second, you're going to go get some more guys.
LeBron claims that he only got a couple left. He'd be lucky if Bryce gets there.
Well, I think that's what he's doing. He's pushing the envelope to play with Bryce.
Yeah, I think that makes a ton of sense. We'll see if he can actually do that, and if Bryce can get to the NBA. But then again, Bronny got to the NBA, and I don't know that that's normally what would happen. Either way, when your dad plays, it's how it works.
LeBron experienced his first knee injury in the playoffs. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, he had something, right, that kept him out for a year. Maybe it wasn't a knee. I don't
remember what it was.
Yeah, but you're right. He's mostly been injury-free over his career. The list is coming up next. 5 worst owners in sports. You can tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971. We'll do it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, some good news here. Still no major accidents or delays to report for your Thursday commutes. Good morning for our folks over in Grove City. Your commute is looking fantastic, especially 71 southbound and northbound, both directions, looking pretty up to par for your Thursday. As for drive times, northbound, I-71 north, 670 to 270, got you at 8 minutes there. 9 minutes, though, 315 north, 670 to 270, not too bad at all. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
10 West Broad, Columbus. CordellCordell.com.
Summer is finally here. That means long days, warm nights, barbecues, sporting events, and that vacation you've been planning for months. The last thing you want to deal with is a leaking roof or unexpected damage to your home. At Newman Roofing, we understand that life gets busy and your time is important. And that's why we've designed our entire process around you. Whether it's your roof, siding, or gutters, we believe in doing things the right way, not the rushed way. No high-pressure sales, no pushy pitches, just honest conversations from professionals who respect your time and your home. When you call Newman Roofing, here's what you can expect. First, we'll take time to diagnose the issue, not just slap on a quick fix. Then we'll present clear, quality solutions and answer your questions so you can make the best decision for your family and your budget. And right now, we're offering special financing options so you can protect your home without putting your summer plans on hold. So go ahead, fire up the grill, pack your bags, or hit the ball field. Let Newman Roofing take care of the rest. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Everybody today in America is trying to get healthy. I'm doing it, you're doing it. There's people out there everywhere. And most people, they don't feel good. And so when you don't feel good, what do? You go to the doctor. There's pills, there's steroids, there's surgery. You don't want to deal with any of that. You don't want to be put on the shelf. You don't want to put things in your body that you do not enjoy. So here's what you need to do. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics, just like I did. My body was beaten up, so was my dad's. We went to QC Kinetics. They're not into the quick fixes. They're going to go there and they're going to diagnose you and find regenerative treatments with your own body's healing power to help heal that damaged tissue. And so you're going to feel better. You're going to be able to do the things you'll love again, and that's perfect because it's summertime. So listen, they're going to go right to the source of it at the cellular level. So give them a call at 380-208-4544 or go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have offices all over Ohio. So go check them out today.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Hey, I'm Ruben. My band and I have a new song we're getting ready to record this weekend. I'm also a tow truck driver. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I get to go home at the end of the day and see my bandmates.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Does heel pain make you hobble just getting out of bed in the morning? If heel pain is affecting your ability to exercise and meet your walking or running goals, relief is as close as your local podiatrist. Podiatric physicians are highly trained doctors who specialize in medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle. Ohio Foot and Ankle podiatric physicians are available across the state and are devoted to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see some showers and storms here or there. Otherwise, wake-up temperatures will be in the 60s with mostly cloudy skies. Those chances of rain will linger, especially into the afternoon. Otherwise, mostly to partly cloudy skies with our highs in the upper 70s and breezy winds. For tonight, those chances of showers and storms diminish as we go overnight. Partly cloudy skies and lows into the 60s and more sunshine on Friday with our highs in the upper 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Ohio sports fans, if you are ready to turn your passion into serious action, you need to check out Prime Sportsbook Ohio. We've been telling you about this welcome deposit match offer. It's a great deal, up to $400 in matching bonus bets. That's right, up to $400 from Prime Sportsbook. When you sign up for your first deposit, you put the money in, they will match it up to $400 in bonus bets. So those bonus bets, those two bonus bets, they last up to a year. So you can put the money in now, make some wagers. NFL season comes around, college football season, whatever you're into, the bonus bets will be there for that or later. Whatever you want to use it for, it's there for you. So hurry and download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit primesportsbook.com to get started. You must be a resident of Ohio and 21 or older. Additional terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please play responsibly. Tyvis, do you have any advice, what you're thinking of placing a wager on tonight?
I do, actually. You know, this could potentially be, and I'm expecting it to be, the last NBA game for this year. So go out with a bang. I got OKC -6. The spread is 6. I'd lay OKC's 6 points. You get that for -106. I'd take the over on SGA, which is 33.5. That's -107. Jalen Williams had 40 points last game. There's absolutely no way that he responds and has another big game like that.
Not doing that.
His over-under is 23.5. I'd take him on the under tonight with -121. When you look at the Pacers, if Tyrese Halliburton isn't ready to go and he's not going to be 100%, that scoring has to come from somewhere. So the two players that I looked at, Pascal Siakam, his over is 21.5 at -117. And Benedict Mathurin off the bench has to come with a big game. His over is 10.5 at -134.
There you go. I like those. Those all make a lot of sense to me, Tyvis. I'm going to put all of my money on those.
Are you parlaying those, Tyvis?
I would parlay all of that.
So what is that, like a 5 or 6 leg parlay?
What is that?
Oh, yeah.
That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah,
that's
5-leg parlay.
That's one of those Scotty Vegas specials where you bet $8.
All I want is $2 off of it.
There you go. All right, it's time to do the list. Let's hit it.
The best, the worst, and sometimes even the dumbest. It's all here on the list.
So the list topic today, worst owners in sports. I'll give you my 5, and then you go from there, Tyvis. Dylan, do you have 5 as well?
I do.
All right, here we go. I'm going to start it off with a guy that I think should make everybody's list, Jerry Reinsdorf, owner of the Chicago White Sox. Yes, he also owned the Bulls. He's also, they've won championships, right? The White Sox have won specifically one championship, but he is one of those guys, and obviously I worked with Common Man, who was a big White Sox fan. I learned all about him. No, but this guy, he is someone who did, I think, some of the worst job ever in pro sports by just continuing to keep guys around who weren't any good. If they were nice to him, if they worked for him once, that's who he would hire. He hires from within all the time, doesn't go out and get the best candidates. You're a major market team that's run like a small market team. Jerry Reinsdorf is terrible. John Fisher with the A's, moving the A's, that whole thing with Oakland. If you find out, he didn't even, him and his dad bought the team. His dad is the one who started Banana Republic, his dad and his mom. They owned like all those, the Gap, all that stuff. He's just a kid who was born into money, doesn't know what he's doing. Jerry Jones, I'm going to say, is one of the worst owners in sports just because he won't give it up. Not owning the team, that's fine. You can own the team all you want. You need to let someone who's not you or your son run the team so that maybe they could actually do better than make the playoffs every now and then, and that's all you get. Hasso Plattner, owner of the San Jose Sharks. If you're not familiar with this guy, he bought the team in 2013. They made the playoffs 14 of 15 years before he bought them. Since he bought them, their combined record is 121, 195, and 49. He is worth $13 billion. Doesn't spend. I know it's a capped league, but still, you can do a lot better than what he does. And my final guy on the worst owners of all time, or at least on the current owners, I'm going to say is Anthony Precourt. Former Columbus Crew owner, now had to sell the team, now owns the Austin FC franchise. He's a tool, and he sucks. So no further discussion needed on Anthony Precourt. Awful. He will always be on my worst owners in sports list. Tyvis, what do you have?
It's a tough list to follow, but I went of I went of all time. I got some current, some of all time.
Okay.
Number 5 for me is David Tepper for the Carolina Panthers. That dude he's out of his mind. That man threw Drake. He throw drakes on fans. He's crazy.
He had that. They also had that practice facility they were going to build in South Carolina.
He's
right
full
there.
of unfulfilled promises.
They were supposed to be like $100+ million facility, and he just midway through was like, never mind.
Yeah.
Let's just stop building it.
The guy's out to lunch.
Yeah.
Number 4, I want to split these two because they both stink for the same reason. Now, I put Bob Castellini for the Reds and the Dolan family for the Guardians because they have good players they don't want to pay. And if they just spend more money, they'd win a bunch of games. They'd win World Series back to back to back, but they just choose not to do it. And it's very frustrating as fans of those two teams. Number 3, John Fisher, who you mentioned for the A's. Guy is just that's messed up. Like the whole thing with them taking the team and having them play in Sacramento just so they can get to Vegas. Like that whole thing was messed up. I feel bad for the city of Oakland losing. I think they lost all 3 of their teams. Golden State left.
Yeah, they moved over. You're right. They're over in the
Raiders
San Francisco
left and the
area.
A's left. So that whole city of Oakland. Number 2 is a little more historical. Donald Sterling. Obviously, you know.
Donald Sterling, yeah, one of the most well-known racists in sports. We'll say it that way.
He don't want
his team.
He didn't want his wife or girlfriend talking to Magic Johnson.
Well, that was remember her name. I remember her name was V. Stiviano.
And then his response to the whole thing when all of this came out, his only response was, I should have just paid her off. I'm sorry,
I was wrong. This was bad.
Just paid her off. So, yeah, that guy's crazy. And then number 1, Dan Snyder. I mean, Dan Snyder for what he did with Washington for all those years.
Yeah.
And to be able to cover it up, he's
terrible.
It was horrendous.
Also, kind of horrendous that all the other NFL owners took so long to give him
they
crap.
just kept
I will
wiping
say,
it under the rug.
We talked about some of Jim Irsay's problems when he passed away, but one of the things Jim Irsay got a lot of credit for was being one of the first owners to just publicly be like, Dan Snyder sucks, and I don't care who knows it. This guy shouldn't be a part of our league. And everyone's like, whoa, how dare you say that? It's like, no, he was right. He was right. Dylan, what do you have?
All right, mine's are all current. I also have John Fisher of the Athletics. Why are you playing in a AAA ballpark? You know, if you watch an A's game right now, there's no city associated with them. It'll say like Cleveland
A's.
Guardians versus Athletics.
That's it. They don't even want to use, even though they're playing in Sacramento, they don't even want to use it.
Yeah, they're like an orphan team. I have
They got to do that for like 2 more years.
Yeah, that stadium is not going to be ready in Vegas.
No, it's going to take them forever to get that done.
I have Mike Brown of the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, just years worth of being a cheapskate, not having an indoor practice facility. Do they have one now, though? Or
they do.
They do. Yeah,
but after they won the Super Bowl,
it took a long time it took them, making a Super Bowl to get an indoor practice facility. And just this year, I felt like he started spending money. So maybe he'll get off this list next year. I cheated for my number 3. All the Dolans. The ones that own the Knicks. The ones that own the Guardians.
Yeah, that's right.
All of them.
You're right. No, it's James Dolan, I mean, famously fighting with former players, right? Like Charles Oakley. They had a big falling out where Charles Oakley's getting thrown out of the game just because he was critical. James Dolan also has that terrible blues band that he's a part of that I'm sure everyone who's at those concerts is just like there because they work for James Dolan and they're like, I guess I should go because he'll be mad.
This man.
Yeah. I would pay for a ticket to go there just to yell at him about the Knicks. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, like you inherited this. Well, he bought a great franchise in that great building, and you still haven't sniffed a championship since he's owned the team. I have Bob Nutting of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mainly because what he's doing right now with Paul Skeens. I mean, this is just another generational pitcher that he's just wasting because they don't put any talent around them.
No. And I don't know when that changes for them because it seems like it's been that way for a very long time.
Yeah, and they have a great ballpark. Like they probably
everybody who goes says it's awesome.
Yeah,
I haven't been, but I still need to get out there because
you better make sure Paul Skeens pitch.
Trust me. I'll make sure if that's the case, I'm going to find out if Livy Dunn's also there because I might just want to, say hi.
She ain't coming to that.
She does. She goes to some games.
She ain't coming to. I'll see you when after y'all lost.
That's where her boyfriend plays. Of course, she goes to a few of the games.
I bet she goes every fifth day since that's all what Paul Skeens plays.
That's right. Is she still? Well, never mind.
She out of school, right?
I didn't know she was done at LSU. If she was still there,
I have no idea.
I think she's done, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And then my last.
Livy Dunn. That's right.
Yes.
That's what she says. She just says, I'm Livy Dunn. I'm out.
My last one is Joel Glazer of the Tampa Bay Rays, kind of for the same reason for the A's. They have their crappy stadium that he doesn't want to pay for. He wants to try to get the city to pay for it. And they actually have had good teams there over the years, but it's like he doesn't put in that extra oomph to get them over the top.
Yeah. The Glazer family, to your point, they are also, I want to say, part owners of Manchester United, if not full. I think they're full owners of either Manchester United or Arsenal. I'm pretty sure it's Manchester United, but whatever soccer team it is in England, everyone for that soccer team hates them. They have been chanting Glazers out, sell the team at their games multiple years. So actually, now that I think that, maybe they've already sold. Now I got to go back.
It's bad when the angry mob show up talking about sell the team.
Yeah, who? I think they may have actually sold it now. But either way, the point being, the Glazer family hated not just on this continent for being bad sports owners. So yeah, it's a good list. If you want to jump in on that, you can just hop in the YouTube chat, search 971 The Fan, go to T-Bone and Tyvis, click on it, and then hop in the chat. Tell us your suggestions. Ryan Day could get a couple of big booms today. I'll explain next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, some good news here. Still no major accidents or delays to report for your Thursday commutes. Good morning for our folks over in Grove City. Your commute is looking fantastic, especially 71 southbound and northbound, both directions, looking pretty up to par for your Thursday. As for drive times, northbound, I-71 north, 670 to 270, got you at 8 minutes there. 9 minutes, though, 315 north, 670 to 270, not too bad at all. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
All power, zero compromise. Eagle cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From mowers and trimmers to blowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it's the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here to help keep you on the road so you can soak up all the summer fun. The road tunes.
Take me out to the ball game.
Hotel pools. Emergency ice cream stops. The sunscreen and bug spray everywhere.
It's in my eyes.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here for it all. So stop in for a quick oil change before you go. Only takes about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
By the way, I meant to tell you about this earlier, Tyvis. We were talking about trust, and you're like, why don't you just trust somebody? I have trust issues, and I've known this about myself over the years. And I figured out one of the reasons I have a trust issue is yesterday I'm making dinner, and my wife had said, I want something with do a casserole thing with cheese, broccoli, chicken, rice. I'm like, I got it. There's a million recipes for this online. I'll just find one. I'll make it.
Okay.
So I go online, looking at a recipe. The person says uncooked rice. So just rice, regular old uncooked rice.
A bag of rice.
Put it in the casserole dish. Don't cook it. Then all the other ingredients are listed. I put all those in. 20 minutes at 350. And at that moment, I said, I know when I cook rice on the pot, like on the stove, it's probably like a 20-minute deal where you leave it covered and it boils and it absorbs the water, and that takes a while.
Yes.
Well, this is in a casserole dish. There's like other things in it. I thought, is 20 minutes going to be enough for the rice to cook? I said, you know what, though? You got to trust people. The recipe says 20 minutes. This is a person on the internet. Clearly, they can't be wrong. So why don't I just trust them? Sure enough, I tell everybody to come in. 20 minutes go by. All right, get the plates, start plating it up. And of course, since it's a new recipe, I got to try it first. I put a little on my plate. First bite I took, crunch. Just uncooked rice. Like not even close to being done.
So you threw the whole thing away?
No. I said, we're going to have to wait a little longer because I figured, well, there's liquid in there. It will eventually cook. How long will this take? It took another 20 minutes before this thing finally. And then when it was done, it was delicious. Like it actually absorbed all the different.
So they put the wrong time. It's 40 minutes.
Not 20 minutes. But I in my head was like, I think it's got to be longer than 20 minutes. But I said, no, trust the recipe. And this is just one of the reasons, Tyvis.
No.
I over-explain things. I'm always like, did you get my instructions? Are you sure you know what to do here? Because I have trust issues, and one of them is things like that.
That's not fair because a recipe is a suggestion. This is what we suggest.
Trust me, I agree with you on
everybody has to put their own spin on it. That's just like I did this when I did the Cajun rice last week. They told me to chop up a whole half of an onion. I'm like, that's way too many onions. Like, well,
if you don't like onions, you're right. You don't have to do that.
Like I'm just saying. Like I looked at it and I diced them all up, and I'm looking at it like that's no way I'm putting all these onions in there. Like,
but see, I agree with you because I'm the same way. Where it's like, oh, this needs more seasoning than just a little salt and pepper. I'm going to throw some other stuff on there, whatever, give it some more flavor. But when it comes to cooking times, that's really the only thing I'm looking at a recipe for. It's like, how long do I cook this?
You got to eyeball it. You got to keep pulling you got to pull the stove down.
Well, it looked great, but how am I supposed to know if the rice is done until it had a layer of cheese on top of it, so I couldn't even see the rice. It's under there. So I took a spoonful out, and then I'm tasting it. I'm like, no, this is not.
So let me ask you, the next time you make this dish, are you going to cook the rice before, or are you just going to
I'm going to do 40 minutes, and it'll be fine. Okay. And that's what, if I'd have done that, it would have worked great. But I just, in my head, I was like, there's no way that's correct. I should do it longer. And I said, no, I'm going to trust the recipe. And I did exactly what it said, and it screwed me.
You can't trust everybody. How about that?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what it is.
The moral of the story, you can't trust everybody.
Well, and one of the places where that's the most true is in recruiting. When it comes to college sports, you cannot trust everybody. Everyone says they're going to do something. Oh, yeah, I'm with you, coach. And the next minute, no, I'm not. So Thursday, which is today, is a big day. We got two guys that want to come possibly to Ohio State. They're going to make their decisions. One of them is Glenville linebacker Sincere Johnson.
Oh, the Ville.
Yeah. He is scheduled to pick from a final three of OSU, Penn State, and Alabama. That pick comes up just after noon. 12:30 is the hat ceremony, whatever we're calling this, where he's doing his.
I like our chances.
His pick. Yeah, apparently people think he's really high on Ohio State. But this one is
I wonder what gave him that idea.
Well, he's from Cleveland, Glenville, and obviously the Buckeyes would love to have some more defensive line talent, or in his case, linebacker. But I think he's more like an edge rusher type of guy. Then defensive end target that they have, Luke Waffle, is expected to pick a school at 2 p.m. Eastern today. So up until yesterday, everyone in the recruiting space seemed to think he was going to be going to USC.
Mm-hmm.
He was a heavy lean to USC. Everyone was kind of high on him. He took a official visit last weekend, and apparently he cut the visit short or left and said, I'm ready to make my decision. And all of a sudden yesterday it comes out that apparently Ohio State has made a big play for him. There are rumors that it was some kind of gigantic financial commitment there to say,
well, it's interesting you say
ready
that,
to bring him in,
because they are the USC now with this whole revenue sharing thing. USC's been offering about $1 million to every recruit. they've been really trying to get USC back on the map. And I wonder, with this revenue sharing thing, does that limit them to being able to be like, oh, we already got these guys, like we can't keep adding guys at that price tag? Like it's so many questions that I have for that. But I wonder if that's playing a factor into this.
Yeah.
Where you can't get everybody. You can't get all the 5 stars.
When we talked to Heather Dinich last week, she brought up the point that, this new rule with there's a clearinghouse and they're going to check all these NIL deals to see if they're legitimate. The goal is to try to curtail $1 million, let's say, or hundreds of thousands of dollars for a guy who's never played a down of college football. That should be going to players where there's like a legitimate sponsorship interest because, you're a famous player. You've played a lot of college football. You have a name brand. You have millions of followers on Instagram. And now someone wants to do a licensing deal with you or put your name on a sports drink or something. Well, that makes more sense because you're popular. You're famous. These are the type of deals they're trying to curtail. But she even brought up in that conversation, no one really knows how that clearinghouse is going to work. And until they can, what's their enforcement going to be like? What's their scope going to be? How often are they going to check these deals? It could be that it's still a little bit of a Wild West for right now, where schools like USC, you're right. Maybe it does cause them to step back and say, we don't want to spend this money because we don't know if we're allowed to. There will be schools that absolutely say, until they tell us I can, I'm spending it. I'm doing whatever I need to do.
That's what a lot of people go do. Until you flag me, I'm going for it.
Yeah. So either way with both of these guys, I mean, they both have all the measurables you want. They're both extremely talented from a high school football standpoint. The 2026 guys.
And then you think about, you talk about edge rushers, you just watch 2 guys. Obviously they started off slow, but they finished their years here at Ohio State pretty strong. They went 3rd round and Jack went 4th or 5th?
I think you're right on 4th, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
I can't remember any of that stuff.
But
I'm dumb.
they in a draft class that was loaded with edge rushers, they still got drafted. They're probably going to go on to have successful careers. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say that if the Buckeyes can land either one of these guys, it'll be a win.
Yeah. I mean, the Luke Waffle thing is the one that everyone is starting to say it went from probably not Ohio State to probably will be definitely Ohio State. That kind of lean over like the last 48 hours. So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I've watched a lot of his tape or I know anything about how good he can be. What I know is both these guys are 4 stars. Both of them have great measurables, and Ryan Day is very high on getting both these guys. If they can, that would be awesome.
I'm going to look their tape up in the break.
There you go. You can tell us what you think when we get back. Plus, we've entered a new era of pro sports. We'll tell you about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Thursday morning. Well, thankfully, still no major crashes to talk about right now. We are noticing a little bit of congestion, though. Good morning to our folks over in Gahanna. If you were stepping out the door, US 62 eastbound just a little bit slower, just north of the airport there. Nothing too concerning, though. 270 southbound and 670 westbound looking pretty good. And for folks over in New Albany, also noticing some congestion for you guys. 161, especially by the US 62 and Johnstown Road. We are noticing some yellow and oranges out there. Just a little bit more people as you step out the door this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat Fan Drive, benefiting Life Care Alliance. You can help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. How can you help? Purchase new box fans and bring them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station, or you can buy online and ship fans directly to Life Care Alliance. The collection and distribution of fans is to assist residents who are at risk of heat stroke or heat exhaustion. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Wake up and cash. It's Top Picks on Morning Juice. Powered by WeWinUwin.com. Professional sports bettor Chad Patrick. Dropping plays and juicing up your Friday mornings with fresh pick winners. WeWinUwin.com. Built by winners for winners. Stop guessing and start cashing.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and so are the summer savings at RCD RV. Don't miss RCD RV's summer kickoff sale running June 7th through the 21st. New RVs starting as low as $12,995. Now's the time to make a splash this summer. Hurry in. Those deals will not last long. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at RCDRV.com. Visit our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at RCDRV.com.
This summer, Giant Eagle is making a big splash with a carefree summer sweepstakes and your chance to win free groceries for a year. This June, just spend $10 or more shopping for backyard barbecues, road trip essentials, campfire treats, and everything in between. Then swipe your loyalty card for your chance to win. Only at Giant Eagle. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes ends 6/30/25. For official rules, visit GiantEagleCarefreeSweeps.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
10 West Broad, Columbus. CordellCordell.com.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
T-Bone and Tyvis brought to you by our friends at Awaken 180. Appreciate them supporting the show. Tyvis, you have... usually on Thursdays, you have to fly out of this radio station, head up to Cleveland for your Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. But you guys all have the day off today.
It's a national holiday.
Yep, in honor of Juneteenth. So happy Juneteenth to everybody. For those who don't know the history on it, that's the date that's kind of
it was the last
assigned.
Yeah, it was the last state. Everybody was kind of free of slavery. And
after the Civil War, right?
Yeah, but one state continued to have it going on, and today was the day that they finally nipped that last one in the bud.
Yeah, it was Texas, right?
Yeah, it was officially free. All black people were free.
It was where the government had to come in and say, hey,
yes,
enough's enough.
Yes.
The war is over. Let everyone go. And even then, I guess the good news is, right, Tyvis, right after Juneteenth, the first one, everybody was fine, and there's been no racism ever since in the country. We don't have to worry about it anymore.
Whoa.
Or it's one of those moments in history where we say that's good that happened, and there's a lot more work to do. But today is a good day of celebration. I think we can all celebrate the kind of marking the end of slavery in the U.S.
Since this has become a national holiday, I'm still curious to how people celebrate. Is this one of those things that people barbecue, grill out, do cookouts? How do we?
I think it's, you know what? This is a good point you bring up. Is it's a holiday that at least, for me, I've become more aware of it in the last, 15 years or so, probably.
Yeah.
But for people who have been celebrating it a long time, I would love to know that. I would love to know what is the celebration that's been going on. And if the answer is, well, there's really not a settled idea on that, I mean, I think that's a great opportunity.
It is.
To come up with, imagine like when 4th of July first happened, I don't know that the immediate
pop fireworks.
Like July 4th of 1777, I don't think they were like, oh, yeah, it's fireworks, it's a grill, and everybody's getting a cooler out, and we're drinking. Like, I don't think that's what it was. It took a long time before they said, here's what Independence Day looks like as a holiday.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying on Juneteenth, if that's not all been settled, then I think that's one of those those opportunities.
A great opportunity for somebody to really stamp themselves in the history books.
What I want to know is, does Tegna acknowledge this holiday as a company holiday? And if so, what are we doing here?
So
well, here's the Cleveland show is under Tegna, and I am not doing it. So therefore,
it is a company holiday.
Bang.
This is one of those where if you're full time, then the thing that I know they do here is if you work on a company holiday, you get to take another day off somewhere else. So like us being here today, Tyvis, you get another day off that you won't use. So that's good. And I have often said, if you don't want to use them, I, as your coworker, should be able to. I don't want this benefit to go to waste. I should be able to take those holidays and use them myself.
Tim Hall has already put dibs on at least 5 days.
Okay. Yeah, well, happy Juneteenth to everybody. That's a great day for America. So we celebrate that today. I saw this story that streaming television for sports. We know streaming television's been a thing for a while. We were having discussions. What was it the other week we were talking about like pay-per-view games? Remember that we were discussing?
Yeah.
Was that NFL games we were talking about?
No, that was college.
College games, that's right.
And it's not happening.
Well,
it's not happening. We are boycotting it. I'm going to be the one that leads the charge. We talk about Juneteenth, call me Jesse Jackson. I'm going to be out there in front marching. We shall overcome. No, we're not paying to watch no college football
I
games.
believe you quoted the great Martin Lawrence, right? When you said, I ain't paying the $5.
We ain't paying the $5.
If it was $5 to watch a college football game,
I ain't paying the $5.
And I said most people probably would do it. They'd be mad about it, but they'd do it. Well, here's something that
Bodie sold me out. Yep. 100% pay it. I'm like, that's
well, Bodie, if it was Notre Dame, he'd give his left arm probably to watch a Notre Dame game. So that's probably the wrong person to ask on that. But this is a report that came out. They found that streaming television represented now 44.8% of U.S. TV viewership in May. That is the first time in history that number, 44.8%, that has been larger than the combined share of broadcast and cable television, which in May was only 44.2%.
We just now getting here?
Well, where the majority is streaming as opposed to watching on broadcast or cable. Now, of course, YouTube TV is streaming.
Yes.
Right? That functions a lot like broadcast television. I think that's a big reason why this has happened. But there are plenty of people who have cut the cord completely, have no cable service, maybe even have no YouTube. They just do whatever their favorite streaming service is.
You have cable at your house?
No, we have YouTube TV. I mean, we have the internet, obviously, which is through the cable company. But yeah, beyond that, if I could get internet some other way, I would be completely out of the cable game.
You can get it through Verizon.
Yeah, you can. And you can get the FiOS?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's different. There's
is
all
it
different
good?
kinds of-
Like I have Hulu Live Sports is how I watch everything. Hulu Live plus sports.
Okay. Yeah. See, I haven't looked into that one yet. Or when I did look into it, it didn't have what I wanted on it, but now maybe it does. But I mean, how has that been for you, Dylan, using the Hulu Live plus sports?
It's good, but I think for sports specifically, YouTube is the best one.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
I wanted to get Fubo because they have it's not FanDuel Ohio now. So you can see like the Guardians and the Cavs games and all those things.
See, there you go.
YouTube TV don't have that. But until my homeboy hooked me up,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying, I just so happen they got something going on, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly now.
I feel like this is a big moment for sports just because the digital, like for so long, it is hard to get people to cover your sport, right? In a certain way. We talk about watching the NBA with Stephen A. Smith playing solitaire, and people have had a problem with him for years, right?
You know what he said about that?
Kiss my ass. I'll do what I want. But you know what? Pat McAfee has been someone that's been on college football broadcast now with ESPN. And for years, it was kind of like, well, maybe people don't like someone like Pat McAfee or whatever personality rubs them the wrong way, going back years and years ago. Well, ESPN was kind of the only game in town for that, right? I just saw there was a report that, a rumor. Now, Pat McAfee has shot this down. The Pat McAfee may decide at some point to go start his own college football show to rival the ESPN thing.
Who's doing this?
Well, it's probably not happening.
Oh.
But there was a rumor that Pat McAfee might just leave ESPN and go start his own college football show, and that could be something you could watch on a streamer.
That would be so they would lose Pat McAfee and what's his name?
Lee Corso.
Lee Corso in the
all
same
at once,
year.
Yeah. Probably not, right? I mean, Pat McAfee is probably not doing that right now, but the fact remains that he could. Or someone else with that type of reach
he definitely got a
could.
big following.
And you know what? If someone like that had a big following and said, I want to go into the college football thing. I know like Barstool Sports does their college football show. I think it's only like a half an hour, but it's streaming. You can go watch it if you like that sort of thing, if you're into Barstool. The point is they have a massive following. At some point, someone will do something that rivals ESPN's coverage of College Game Day.
Yeah, Fox
is doing that right now. Right, but even those two, those are still network giant undertakings.
You're saying like not even with the two big networks. So
I'm saying the possibility exists like it did with podcasting 20 years ago with radio, where it's like, how do I get on the radio? Answer, go work in like New York or LA and work your way up. No, now you can be in the middle of anywhere, be in the middle of Nebraska. But if you're good at radio, you could start a podcast, develop a following, and be on a lot of places that you otherwise couldn't. Streaming television is the next forefront in that. I do feel like you will see, if you think, oh man, this NBA broadcast sucks, this NFL broadcast is lame. 20 years from now, I think there will be streamers that are, obviously Amazon does it now, but there will be someone who has come along and said, hi, I'm just a regular Joe who started a broadcast network. It's not on anything other than this streaming platform, but it's $4.99 a month and you get all these games.
You should do it.
You and me, Tyvis. Let's start it. Let's be media moguls together. We'll do this radio show and then we'll start that. I love it. I'll do play-by-play. You want to be the analyst?
I would be the analyst.
Great.
I did high school football in Columbus. I actually enjoyed it. I miss it. I miss doing that, actually.
We got to get you back on. I'm just saying, I think this is the disruptor. Once they see that more people are on streaming than on, the regular platforms, people will go and say, well, I could just build a network over there and just charge you, and I control all of it. I don't have to go try to get on a cable system. I don't have to try to get on YouTube TV.
Yeah.
You're getting to that point where it won't be necessary.
Independence.
Yeah. CBS Sports put out its list of the top 100 players in the NFL. We'll tell you how wrong it is or right it is next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, the roads are looking very smooth and a lot drier right now. Good morning to our folks over in the Etna-Pataskala area. If you are heading out the door, US 40 westbound's a little bit slower this morning, maybe because of some other slick roads in the area. Do take caution there. But thankfully, 70 westbound and eastbound moving just up to par, looking pretty good for your Thursday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Bobcat Enterprises says thank you for your support as they celebrate 50 years of serving the construction industry. Established in 1975 in Cincinnati, Bobcat Enterprises has expanded to 9 stores to meet you where you are in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. Find equipment for any construction project, including compact track loaders and excavators. Plus, Bobcat Enterprises rents compact equipment and attachments. Find current specials and locations at bobcatent.com or follow Bobcat Enterprises Inc. on Facebook. Bobcat Enterprises, 50 years working for you.
This just in from the Lindsay Honda Newsroom. It's our big anniversary sale. 0% for up to 60 months has been extended on all new Hondas. Try the new 2025 CR-V LX all-wheel drive with 0% financing.
Lower your rate, lower your payment.
Save thousands on hundreds of new Hondas when you buy now.
With so many Hondas, why would you go anywhere else?
Shop the big, the beautiful Lindsay Honda now. Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's full Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Ohio State's experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. When your illness or injury can't wait, the choice is clear.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York. Evan Cohen here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows. Binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on the warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take your shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5heshot.com for full details and rules and to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cincinnati Reds won a rain-shortened game at home versus the Minnesota Twins last night. Spencer Steer hit a 2-run home run, and Nick Lodelo held the Twins to just 2 runs over 5 innings pitched to help the Redlegs get the 4-2 victory. Cincinnati finishes their series versus Minnesota today. The Cleveland Guardians won their second in a row, defeating the San Francisco Giants by a score of 4-2. Daniel Schneemann hit a 3-run bomb off of Justin Verlander in the 4th to help power the Guards to the victory. The Guards will go for the sweep today at 4:05. The NBA Finals are back on tonight after a couple days off. Oklahoma City leads the series 3-2 and will try to end the series on the road tonight. Indiana Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton is a game-time decision with a calf injury. This update was sponsored by The Waterworks, your trusted neighborhood plumbing, draining, heating, and cooling experts. Visit them online today at thewaterworks.com.
2 men with 5 combined offspring. None of them have penises. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can hop in our YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan. Right there, click on T-Bone and Tyvis, and then you can interact with all the degenerates that are always in there. We appreciate all of you. Tyvis, you're often in the chat, just going at it with people, and I love it. I don't have any problem.
It's the way of being able to communicate with people, therefore, it's a lot of arguments or a lot of things I say, sometimes I need to clear it up or somebody's like, they don't agree. So we get to go back and forth. I'm here for it all.
Yeah. That's
Especially
what I appreciate
Rusty. Me and Rusty go at it every day.
Yes, you do.
Rusty's mad because there's nothing that I can't do and that I can successfully eat a Chipotle burrito in my car without dropping.
I still don't know why you want to eat. Why would you want to why do you want to eat a burrito in your car? Why not just sit in the restaurant, eat it, and then drive? So much easier.
Excuse me?
What do you mean, excuse me? It's easier to sit in a restaurant where you're not moving in a car trying to eat the burrito.
So what's the point of fast food there?
It's not. It's called fast casual, Tyvis.
Yes.
That's a very different category.
Oh my goodness!
As someone who was once paid endorser of Chipotle, what you said is blasphemy. I did not know that you did that. Like,
right.
You probably can physically eat a Chipotle burrito in the car, but why would you want to?
It's just still enjoyable. I tell you what. Last week when I used Cardell's Tesla, right? This was last Thursday. I went to Chipotle and I got this burrito. It might have been the best burrito I ever had from Chipotle in my life, but I ate it while driving, and it was just. It just made the experience better.
I don't know how you don't get stuff all. What do you get in this burrito? Like,
okay, so
just the chicken and that's it, or something? Like, do you get steak?
I'm gonna take you through the whole thing.
Okay,
we get up there. It's like, you want bowl or burrito? Okay, boom. They flat press my stuff. It's like, what kind of rice you want? This time, particularly, I use white rice. I usually get brown, but I wanted to go white rice.
Either way,
because they got that little lime taste to it. I wanted that inside of the burrito.
The cilantro.
Correct.
Yeah. Yep,
So I got white rice, no beans. I got the Chipotle honey chicken.
It's good.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It's delicious. I got pico. I got hot sauce, sour cream, cheese, lettuce.
Okay, you get it decently filled then.
Yes.
I don't know how you keep it together while you're driving.
Well, I'm not a sloppy eater, so you just take a bite.
I guess
you take a full bite, and then that's it.
See, I get
you chew it really good, and then you take another bite, and then,
one of my favorite things to do when I go to Chipotle is get the bag of chips, and I will get some kind of dip for it. Dip?
Yeah,
but
I usually get the queso.
Same. But what I will do is, first and foremost, I'll wait till I'm done eating my burrito, and then I'll use the chips to scrape up all the droppings that have happened from the burrito, all the extra bits that have fallen out.
See, I don't do it like that. When I do the chips, I usually get a bowl. So I scoop.
Oh, you'll scoop it that way. I'm just saying, I spill enough out of a burrito when I'm sitting in the restaurant.
Yeah, that's a shame. You're a sloppy
Apparently
eater.
I am.
You're a sloppy eater.
That's why I can't relate to you eating it in the car, because I have no idea how you do that.
I got a video of me doing it. I sent it to Tim and Ryan.
Sounds real safe. Let's eat a burrito and take a video while driving.
I had to prove a point.
No, you don't have to prove that point.
Because
let someone else take the video.
They act like it's just the most insane thing, and it's impossible to do, and it's not. It's very easy.
I didn't say it was impossible. Again, it's not impossible to
confirm. Can you confirm?
I can confirm. I see you have a burrito in your hand, and I see you have your hand on the steering wheel, and then I see that the burrito is wide open, and at any moment, all it takes is you to go, what? You have to brake just suddenly, and that's all over the windshield.
Can you confirm my speed?
I see you're going. Yeah, I got it.
Are you going Shadeur Sanders?
Shadeur Sanders is over here.
It wasn't Shadeur. I was going 82 in the video. So, Rusty, you asked me that question. It was 82, not 83.
I don't think. Look, to each their own. There are people in this world who can walk across a high wire, but it's not the easiest way to get somewhere. You're telling me that, I can do this. That's great. It seems difficult. Seems like it's unnecessarily difficult.
Dylan, tell him he's out of his mind.
No, you're out of yours.
See?
Yeah. So you mean to tell me you two agree with Tim and Jacob that y'all can't physically
It's not that we can't. Most people. We could. Yeah, I probably could.
You gonna spill it?
I might accidentally spill a little bit. What I'm saying is
That's
would be
pathetic.
But
That's
my brain
pathetic,
would. Here's the thing: I would miss every exit I was supposed to take. The directions would be all haywire because I would be sitting there going, I can't focus on anything else other than not spilling this burrito in the car. I don't know how you eat a burrito in the car.
You're one of those people that enjoy the food.
Yes, I
had this argument.
Yes, Dylan.
This is sad.
I am one of those people
this is
who,
sad.
when I eat the food,
because
I
I literally
yummy.
just got into an argument about this yesterday. I was playing the game and I was eating my food while I was playing the game because I I'm just good enough to do that.
You were on like Xbox or
I was on PlayStation.
Okay.
We was playing a game of 2K online, and I'm eating the food. So my buddy goes, "Yeah, I'm about to get off for a second because I got to eat my food." And I said, "Dude, I literally just played an entire game while eating my food." He said, "Yeah, but I won't be able to enjoy it."
Exactly.
Yes. What kind of? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. What do you mean you won't? I enjoyed it just fine.
I don't understand. Yeah, but
you got to focus.
You're focused on the food. Yeah,
that's sad. Is it something that's as simple as putting a fork in something and putting it to your mouth?
Yeah, but you have two hands on the controller, do you not?
Sometimes you gotta do it in between scores. So like as I score, I take a bite.
Yeah, so then you're not. That's what he means. If you sit down and you have a meal in front of you, you can go. I'm going to cut this whatever you're eating, and you take a bite and you chew on it. And you enjoy it. You think about other things, but you can just. That's the thing that's your primary task.
You like really,
your brain can wander, but if you're playing a video game and you're just like, I got to shove this food in my mouth, the whole goal is to like get the food gone, and not savor the taste of
that's
it.
The thing.
Enjoy it.
I'm a fast eater regardless, though. Like I usually, you put the plate in front of me, it's gone in like 3 minutes. Boom.
Sure,
let's because I got stuff to do.
I know.
You should just eat like astronaut food if you're not into enjoying it. If you just want the nourishment and nothing else,
this is how I truly believe it's one of the reasons why I'm fat is because I do like enjoy the food so much. If I could get to a point, like we talked about Kobayashi, the competitive eater who said he finds no joy in food anymore because he shoves so much food down his throat that he's just like, now it's just like a process.
Listen,
I wish I could get there because then I would eat like all the healthy stuff if I didn't enjoy food.
I look like somebody that lives to eat? I eat to live.
See, I'm telling you, it's a life wasted if you're not enjoying the food. It's not enjoyable for me. If it's like all the food's just going to be the bland. You're right. They could make a product that would taste the same every day, has exactly the amount of calories you need to live.
Y'all out to lunch.
And I could probably just do that. But why wouldn't I want the textures and the taste?
Food. Like, what is that?
Didn't you just start cooking?
Yeah.
That's like a thing you're trying to learn how to do is to like cook nice meals for your family?
Yes.
Well, don't you want it to taste good?
It does.
Well, okay, but why do you want it to taste good if you're just going to shovel it in your mouth? You got to take time to enjoy the flavors that you've created. That's the whole point.
I have taste buds, yes.
Right.
But you can still enjoy that taste as you're driving or as you're playing a game or something. You don't have to sit there and focus on the taste. That's ridiculous.
I would hope when you're driving, your primary focus is on driving, and that just takes away from your food experience.
The burrito thing, I would only be focused.
I enjoyed the burrito while driving safely down the highway.
Then you're good at multitasking. I can't
Clearly.
do that. Clearly you are.
I just think you would enjoy it more. I want the next time for us, the next time you go to Chipotle, just sit down.
I can't
sit
do
down
that.
and enjoy it.
I just can't
and
do
then
that.
tell us if it's any different for you.
I can't. First of all, I'm not going to a place and sitting down and eating by myself. I'm just
Why not? What's wrong with that?
I'm not going to places and say, let me get a table for one.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that.
Sit down and enjoy your meal.
Somebody's going with me.
It's Chipotle. You're not going to a steakhouse.
Somebody going with me. If that's the case,
Tyvis.
I will sit in my car and eat.
Okay, do that. Don't drive. Sit in your car. Sit in your car.
The whole point is I sit in my car and eat in shame all the time. I'm not against that. I'm just saying I'm not driving while something like that, like a Chipotle burrito. I want to make sure I can enjoy it and not be focused on it spilling everywhere.
I'm not worried about it spilling everywhere because I know how to eat properly. I'm not a sloppy eater.
Nate got it spot on in the chat. He said Tyvis eats like Major Payne.
That's a fact.
Yes, that's exactly how you eat.
That is a fact. It's gone quick.
When he punches the hole in the Coke can, he's like, hey!
Kill! That's a fact. That's exactly how I
Did you find a piece of candy in your pocket? Oh, my God. That movie is unhinged. It couldn't be made nowadays. It is still rampantly funny. All right. We didn't get to Pete Prisco's list of the top 100 players, so we'll do that next. See, we got off talking about food, Tyvis, because you're weird. And you eat a burrito in your car, which I will never understand. We'll do the top 100 players. Tyvis, not on it, just so you know. That's next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Thursday to you. Things are looking great for our time saver traffic maps here. Still lots of green indicators, so that is moving along just fine. No major accidents or delays to report as of right now. And taking a closer look at those drive times, especially if you're heading southbound. I-71 south, Frank Road to 270, only got you at 2 minutes there. That is fantastic. 270 south, though, Broad Street to 70, got you at 6 minutes. Still not too bad for your Thursday. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
10 West Broad, Columbus. CordellCordell.com.
Cowan Man here. Let me tell you something. I'm on these Germain inter-office emails. At Germain Lexus, during the month of June, they've challenged themselves to sell more cars than they ever have in 1 month. What does that mean? Well, I'm stupid, but to me, that means they're willing to deal, baby. And the Memorial cars are on the lot. The ones the golfers drive for the tournament are now available to you. I've been a Germain customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please stop in. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and so are the summer savings at RCD RV. Don't miss RCD RV's summer kickoff sale running June 7th through the 21st. New RVs starting as low as $12,995. Now's the time to make a splash this summer. Hurry in. Those deals will not last long. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at RCDRV.com. Visit our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at RCDRV.com.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a big gulp from Speedway. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Wake up and cash. It's Top Picks on Morning Juice. Powered by WeWinUwin.com. Professional sports bettor Chad Patrick. Dropping plays and juicing up your Friday mornings with fresh pick winners. WeWinUwin.com. Built by winners for winners. Stop guessing and start cashing.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at The Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news. We fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on The Fan all season long. Yay, baseball.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Are you in need of basic dental treatment but can't afford the cost? There may be a solution. Hi, I'm Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, and I'm excited to tell you about a program called Dental Options. Dental Options is a partnership between the Ohio Dental Association and the Ohio Department of Health in which qualifying patients can be paired with a dentist to receive discounted or even free dental care. Eligibility for the program is based on your financial situation. For more information or to apply, call 1-888-765-6789.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see some showers and storms here or there. Otherwise, wake-up temperatures will be in the 60s with mostly cloudy skies. Those chances of rain will linger, especially into the afternoon. Otherwise, mostly to partly cloudy skies with our highs in the upper 70s and breezy winds. For tonight, those chances of showers and storms diminish as we go overnight. Partly cloudy skies and lows into the 60s and more sunshine on Friday with our highs in the upper 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Listening to the burrito in the car guy himself, Tyvis Powell. He's got something to tell you.
If you want to be like me and eat hands-free, go see my guys at Tri-State Men's Health. You know, right now, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, please go see them. They're giving out free appointments right now. You pay nothing. You got a provider. There's no strings, no copays. There's nothing out of pocket. You'll get blood work, a full medical consult by a licensed medical provider, and medically advised a test dose. And that is all included in this free appointment. If you've been avoiding intimacy, dodging your partner, or just feeling off, don't keep living like that. For what? You can get your performance back, and the first step costs you nothing. What are you waiting for? Tri-State Men's Health has treated thousands of men, and now they're back to enjoying their relationships and feeling confident. You can be next, but you got to take the first step. There's no cost, no obligations, just answers. Call Tri-State Men's Health today. They have 2 locations here in Columbus, one in Hilliard, the other one's in Westerville. A-Shot Fridays is tomorrow. They work when the pills and the herbals fail. They have success rates well over 90%. That some treatments can have you last even an hour or more, which is great. That is the dream.
Okay,
that's man. Some of them, even in my best days, I wasn't like that. they have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Call them today, 800-900-9654, or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
We talked earlier in the show about Shadeur Sanders driving 101 miles an hour in a 60-mile-an-hour zone. Probably the worst thing that could have happened, in the sense of like the thing he didn't need the most.
He was eating a burrito.
Yeah, yeah, right. Well, it made me think of because I saw that story and I thought, yeah, that's not great. Obviously, the Browns, there's a lot of scrutiny on him and everyone, right? With the Browns, it's the most popular thing up in Cleveland. Then I remembered Myles Garrett had a situation where I believe he rolled his car over like a bunch of times, and I don't think he was going exactly the speed limit when that happened.
And he had a passenger.
He did. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
I think it was one of the trainers.
Yeah. Well, as it turned out, Myles Garrett is awesome, so no one cared. And so I think that's where I kind of take it with Shadeur Sanders is like if he gets a chance to play and is awesome, people will say, what speed? I don't remember the speeding ticket. Who cares?
I think this is something that people will talk about for 48 hours and it'll disappear like a snowflake.
Yeah, it's not going to the only thing that's going to matter is if they give him a chance and if he gets to play. Now, maybe he won't get as many chances if he has continued issues where he's having off the field things that draw your attention away from football, but yeah, I'm trying to put that in perspective for people who are like, this is it. He's got to be gone. It's like, no. What are you talking about? Like, no. I mean, it's obviously don't do that. Don't drive recklessly. I agree with you, but I think you need to find out what this guy can do before you just say, there you go, end of career.
Yeah, this isn't to that magnitude.
No. CBS Sports. Pete Prisco every year puts out his top 100 NFL players. His top 5, for what it's worth. He has in at number 5, Justin Jefferson, Vikings wide receiver. Josh Allen at number 4, Bills quarterback, in case you're not aware. Saquon Barkley at 3. He wasn't on the list last year as a rookie. Now, as it turned out, he's not as a rookie, but he was on the list last year. Either way, Saquon Barkley, good. Number 3 on the list this year. Myles Garrett, number 2.
Okay.
And number 1 on the list overall, Pat Mahomes, who was number 1 last year.
Well,
that feels I don't know.
He's probably going to be on the list for a while.
I'm just saying, if Pete Prisco's saying this is the list for like performance over the last few years, right? Or over like each year, what did you do last year that justifies where you are on this list? Is Pat Mahomes the best player in football last year? He was good. He's Pat Mahomes.
He didn't have his best year.
Correct. Now, maybe that still means even if you don't have your best year as Pat Mahomes, you can still be the best player in the league. But I just feel like that getting to the top of the list, it's got a little bit like, yeah, I would just redo the work from last year.
So would you put Josh? You would put Saquon and Josh over him?
I would definitely put at least those two guys. I'd put Myles Garrett over him too. As far as what they mean, like I know that Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes. He easily next year could have a season that makes us forget all this discussion. But yeah, like last year was not his best year. He'd still be a top 5 player. I'm not saying Pat Mahomes sucks by any stretch of the imagination. But if we're going to rank these players, I don't know if I'd put him one after last year.
It's also one of those things that if you were starting an NFL franchise today, your number one pick would always be Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you're probably right. I agree with that. By the way, I went through the whole list here just to see where he had, different guys. So Myles Garrett is the only Browns player on this list.
Of course.
Which is totally accurate. Joe Burrow comes in at number 7. Jamar Chase at number 8. Trey Hendrickson, who the Bengals would like to have, but obviously they're trying to figure out his contract. He is at 26 on this list. T. Higgins, who just signed the big deal, is at 70 on this list. Now, you tell me, there's a couple other guys I had issues, or I had one issue specifically with a former Buckeye, Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry. They had him at 80 on this list. And I feel like that's a bit low. I think he's a better wide receiver than T. Higgins, don't you? Terry McLaurin, right now? No? Maybe?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
I could be wrong on that. I'm a little biased on Terry McLaurin.
You are a little biased. Right. You're definitely biased on it. But if you talk about in the NFL productivity, he's undeniably, his production has been undeniably better than T. Higgins. Okay. Plus, he's done it without, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
And not having Jamar Chase there as a guy that takes stuff. I'm saying he does that as the primary guy.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where I'm saying I feel like the production's there. I understand T. Higgins might have maybe you feel like he's slightly more raw talent.
If you talk about on a talent stand base, then I would give it to T. Higgins from a talent standpoint. But if you talk about just pure production in the NFL, yeah.
Well, similarly, Saquon Barkley came in, last year on this list, he wasn't ranked. He clearly is more talented than a lot of guys who are probably on that list, but he just didn't have the production.
That's true.
Now he did, and now they put him in the top 5.
Well, the production is
well, that's why I'm saying with Terry McLaurin, he's got the production.
If you want to go off of just talent, I can tell you that Odell Beckham is probably the most talented wide receiver the game has ever seen.
Yeah.
But he's not a Hall of Famer, which makes no sense.
That's very. See, I didn't know you felt that way about Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, he talent-wise?
No, I know he's extremely talented.
Yeah, but
you know who also feels that way?
He's not even. He's not. He's never going to the Hall of Fame.
No. His dad also feels the same way.
Of course he does.
Cutting up the film. I'm wide open.
He had to get him out of Cleveland.
Oh, they did. Dak Prescott, for what it's worth, sits at 90 on the top 100 players list from Pete Prisco. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I think Dak's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback.
I wonder, Bodie would probably have him not on the list.
Yeah, Bodie is a self-hating Cowboys fan.
Him and Ted, man.
Yeah. Oh, I know. They're frustrated. I don't blame them. Cowboys fans, I don't blame you for having standards. You should. It's been 30 years since you guys have done anything relevant. So
didn't Dak Prescott get hurt all last season?
Yeah, he's been hurt. Yeah, you're right.
He shouldn't have been on the list.
Maybe not. Travis Kelce was 97, which I feel like that's just a missed opportunity with Taylor Swift. You could have gone 89 just to kind of make the Swifties retweet this list because they would have been all about that. Little secret messaging.
The NFL going to be sad when he retired.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They get a lot of attention for that. Yeah, so anyway, that's if you want to go read the Pete Prisco list, you can. It's there. Go check it out. Also, we have an update on that Caitlin Clark, J.C. Sheldon tussle that we talked about yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
That from Tuesday night. So Marina Mabry was the player for Connecticut for the Sun. She came in and shoved Caitlin Clark to the ground after she and J.C. Sheldon there was the foul. J.C. Sheldon swiped, missed the ball, hit her in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Then they both kind of pushed each other. Well, then Marina Mabry came in and threw Caitlin Clark to the ground. She wasn't given a flagrant foul for that, or she was given maybe a flagrant 1. She got it upgraded to a flagrant 2 by the WNBA. Sophie Cunningham, who later in the game grabbed J.C. Sheldon around the neck and threw her to the ground it was a fast break, but she wasn't wide open.
It was her retaliation for Caitlin Clark.
Sophie Cunningham was fined for that interaction. No players are going to be suspended. And you know what? That sounds right.
Do you know the price on that fine?
I didn't see it. No.
Oh, okay. I hope it ain't too egregious. They
don't exactly make the same money as the NBA
That's what I'm saying. I hope it's not really like $20,000. Like she might be playing for free for 2 weeks.
One thing that I noticed yesterday, because there was a lot of discussion about this, I had a lot of interaction on social media about it. There were a lot of people that just have this thing, and I've heard it before with Caitlin Clark, where it's like these players should be grateful. Like J.C. Sheldon should be grateful to Caitlin Clark.
Who said that?
Lots of people saying that the WNBA players should be grateful that Caitlin Clark is bringing eyeballs to their game.
They are.
I'm sure they are. But also, what do you think that actually looks like when it comes to playing the game of basketball? Do you expect all these players to go, oh, Caitlin Clark's here. She's going to hit 40 on us if we're not careful defensively. Let's just not foul her. Let's not ever get in her face. Let's not try to, physically be, tough with her. Because in basketball, what is any coach going to tell you to do when there's a guy or gal who's like shooting the lights out? They're going to say, get in their face and make them frustrated.
Yes.
Make them work for those shots. Don't let them have any easy buckets. That is a known basketball thing going back 50 years. So, yeah, I'm sure a lot of these players appreciate Caitlin Clark. They also appreciate winning the damn game. They're trying to actually win these games, go figure.
Yes, they are very competitive, but they're very thankful for Caitlin Clark coming there to bring eyeballs because guess what? Now that people are coming to see Caitlin Clark, that's a chance for you to stick out and you to become the person like, oh, I didn't know who J.C. Sheldon was. Now I do. Like
right.
You can have those moments. Oh, they played Caitlin Clark. It's millions of people watching. I gave Caitlin Clark 50. Okay, now who is this person? So, that's why they thankful that Caitlin Clark came to the WNBA so they can have more eyeballs so they can get their popularity up. And anytime that they're going to play the Fever, everybody's going to play their best game because that's the opportunity for them to raise their own brand.
Yeah. I saw a lot of that yesterday, and I saw it around the Angel Reese stuff a few weeks ago, too, where it's like, players need to be grateful for Caitlin Clark. It's like, all right, does that mean they can't foul her? Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, I'm sure they are grateful. Like, if they sit down and reflect on their careers 20 years from now, they'll be like, yeah, it's a good thing Caitlin Clark came to the league. That doesn't mean in the game they're going to say, have a wide open lane to the layup. Oh, please, hit another 40-footer on us. That'd be great. Like, they're going to play her the way they would play any of the best players, which is be physical, try to make her beat you, even if that means, yes, sometimes you're going to have to be a little physical there.
Listen,
it's a basketball thing.
The Pistons tried to kill Michael.
Well, shouldn't they have been grateful to Michael Jordan? I mean, look at how he changed the game. Why weren't they more grateful that Michael Jordan was there? How dare they?
Kill Michael, so
yeah. By the way, was anybody when LeBron came in the league? Was everybody like, "Oh, please, LeBron, give us 40. We love you." Like, no, they all tried to foul the hell out of him, and they still do. That's what it is because they're trying to win the basketball game. Let's not be dumb when we have these arguments, all right? Some good news for a former Buckeye. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, good morning to our folks over in Dublin and Hilliard. We were noticing a major alert from ODOT this morning because of some slowdowns happening over on 270. Thankfully, taking a closer look at your drive times right now, things are right up to par, so that alert has since cleared. That is some great news there. And as for our traffic cams here, 270 at Tuttle Crossing, just south of where those major slowdowns were, things are still looking pretty good. Just take it nice and slow on the roads this morning. We are still noticing some slick spots because of that rain. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Get summer blockbuster savings at Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Right now, take up to $6,000 off MSRP on any new Kia in stock. Plus, get free maintenance for a full year when you buy. Get any new Kia with up to $6,000 off MSRP. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Largest Kia dealer based on current ground stock at all 4 Coughlin Kia locations. 2025 Kia Sorento XY. MSRP $47,990. $3,000 Coughlin discount. $3,000 factory rebate. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. N7725.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
One of these men was prom king. It was T-Bone. I swear to God, you think I'm lying, don't you? But I'm serious. He didn't always look like this, okay? Here's the prom king and Tyvis.
Fan poll today brought to you by Caster Connection. You can go to 971 The Fan on Twitter and cast your vote. Dylan put this poll up.
Oh, yes.
Would you choose to eat a Chipotle burrito while driving? Yes, I can multitask, or no, I want to enjoy it. Right now, 83% of you saying, no, I want to enjoy it. Right. Just, hey, you know what? 12% of people are with you, Tyvis.
I appreciate those 12%. You know,
that means
your little crowd there. They got things going on. Like, they got things that they need to do.
Yeah, and that's fine. I saw that your guy, former OSU cornerback Damon Arnett, expected to sign with the Houston Texans. He has had quite the road since he left Ohio State.
Yes.
Went to the NFL. What was he, like a top 20 pick, I want to say?
Yeah, he went first round, and a lot of people was like shocked. Like, what? He went first round? But he turned out to, he was okay. Obviously, he bounced around a little bit and had to figure this game out. And I think right when he actually started to get some productivity, that's when he went on Instagram Live and...
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Yeah, him and some fans got into it, and he just was not going to back down from the fans, and he chose violence.
Yeah,
in that moment.
His second season was when the video surfaced of him brandishing a firearm and threatening to kill someone.
Yes.
That wasn't good. He got second chances with the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Had more legal issues after a 2022 arrest in Vegas where he allegedly assaulted someone with a deadly weapon.
I feel like it was like a bouncer or something.
Okay. He received 1 count for possessing a concealed weapon without a permit, 2 counts for possessing controlled substances. These all culminated in a 2023 plea deal that included 50 hours of community service. The Chiefs released him after that. So he was gone from football, had another charge against him in January 2024, but then had this, time where he got back into football, signed with the Roughnecks of the UFL this season, and played
he was really good.
Played well, yeah. I don't even know where the Roughnecks. Houston Roughnecks.
Yes.
He had 18 tackles, a sack, and a pick 6.
Yes.
So that's doing some good work.
Yeah.
But it's in the UFL, right? I mean,
correct.
Yeah, you got to.
But the thing is, this is the thing about football, and this is what my agent told me. If you go a whole entire season and you don't play like the game, then the only way you're going to get back to the NFL is if you have to get filmed, because now you're out of sight, out of mind. And the only way that teams is going to trust and believe in you is if you show them that you can play football. So that's why you see guys go to the UF. Is it UFFL or is it
USFL?
What is it? Whatever. They changed it so many times. UFL, USFL, whatever.
I think it's UFL.
Whatever.
I think it's what it is.
Whatever the league is, you got to go. That's why you see a lot of guys go there, because they want to try to play a season to get some tape. So NFL teams can see that tape, scouts can see it, and now it's like, all right, let's bring this guy in for a workout, get you another workout back to the NFL, and if you do well in that workout, right now in the offseason where the roster's 90 men, now this is the chance for them to sign you, bring you in, and see if you can stick back into the NFL. And right now, that's exactly what Rico, or Damon Arnett, as y'all know him, that's what he's going through right now. He's, when you talk to him, I seen an article where he talked about he had to get the right people in his corner. He was hanging with the wrong crowd, which is something that my boy Garyon was told, because back when the incidents was coming out, I had reached out to Rico, and I reached out to Garyon because I knew Garyon and him was very close, and I reached out to him, and Garyon gave me his number. I reached out to Rico personally. If you need anything, I'm here for you, those type of things. And I just was talking to Garyon, and Garyon was like, yeah, man, he just hanging with the wrong people. He said, I've been telling him for years to leave those type of people alone. obviously he's a grown man. He's going to do what he want to do, and you've seen the results of that. So to hear him say, he's back in the right corner. He's got the right people. He surrounded himself with the right people. He said that coaching staff in Houston was great. They kept his mind fresh. So I'm hoping that those same things can stick with him as he takes his shot at getting back to the NFL.
Hey, I'm someone who believes in second chances. I know that obviously they're not given, right? Like it's not a guarantee that you'll get a second chance, a third chance, or however many chances you think Damon Arnett is on at this point. But the one thing that I will keep in mind is, because I've heard so many stories around Ohio State football where they'll say, oh yeah, Maurice Clarett, was doing this in the community, or Maurice Clarett was doing that and helping out with this. And Maurice Clarett is trying to, help somebody out with something. And if you had told me that would be the narrative around Maurice Clarett nowadays, back when he was playing at Ohio State after the national championship game, and then the fallout after that where he was driving a car with like weapons headed over. I mean, there were all these
he had bad intentions.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And that could have, thank goodness that none of that ended up happening. Like he was stopped before anything further happened. But what I'm saying is, if you had talked to people 20 years ago about Maurice Clarett's life, they would have said, oh, yeah, that guy, he'll never do anything productive with his life. There'd be a lot of people who would have said, write that guy off.
A lot of people kind of forgot about Maurice. It's because of all those situations. It wasn't like he was a guy when I was in the Woody. It's not like his name came up at all. And I used to always wonder, like, dang, I wonder why Maurice don't come around. I see Mike Doss. You see all these other guys that come around. It's like, why Maurice don't come around? And apparently, he felt some type of way about that for many, many years. So that's why it was such a joy to see him last year with the team on the sideline, with Coach Day, speaking highly of the program and everything that it was headed. It was nice to see that, because for the majority of his life, as a Buckeye fan, you didn't see that. It was actually the opposite.
And they were please understand, like, Maurice Clarett made some choices that were not great.
Correct.
But if you think Andy Geiger also didn't make some choices that were also not great, that didn't help Maurice Clarett at that time, like, there's a lot of blame that can go around there. All I'm saying is, Damon Arnett's story is not over.
Yeah.
I'm happy that he gets a chance to go play football again. Hopefully, to your point, he's moved on from some of those bad influences, people in his life. I'm sure it's difficult. Because the number one thing you don't want to be accused of, I think a lot of people when they get to the NFL, oh, you forgot about me.
Yeah, you
forgot about
Hollywood
me
now.
But
you're
also,
too big for the little people. That's what you hear.
Yeah. The other side of that is, I have a chance to do something with my life that could make me millions of dollars and could give me a career that I've always dreamed of. And you're back home just mad that I'm apparently doing that. And you want me to come be a part of what you're doing. Not everybody has NFL talent, right? But people do have the talent or the ability possibly to try to get out of their situation a little bit. Some people do.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes there's a little jealousy or a little bit of, I can't believe you left us behind to go chase your dream. I have people in my family who lived in like rural areas and then had a chance to go to college. And all that happened when they left to go to college was, wow, Mr. Big Shot. Oh, going to go get your degree, huh? Too good for us? And it's like, no, they're just trying to make their lives better. So I hope for his sake that he has some of that out of his life so he can go on and do great things if he's capable of them. I hope he has a good chance to get this opportunity.
I think if you got the right friends want to see you in a better light, especially people that know what you've been through, like Rico's situation. You know what he's been through, and you finally see him get another opportunity. I think that it's best to let him have that moment to shine. He doesn't want to look back and be like, I blame them. I shouldn't have been hanging with them. Like, that shouldn't be the case. If anybody's going to ruin your life, it got to be you.
You're exactly. And at the end of the day, all those choices,
leave it in your own corner.
You are 100% right. All those choices fall on you. And so fall on whoever it is. So I hope that for Damon Arnett's sake, he's making right choices now. But it sounds like he's getting another shot with the Houston Texans. The ability was there. I don't think that was really in question. Now it's about, can he get that ability back? Can he do that in the NFL level?
Yeah, you would hope that the speed of the game isn't too much. Obviously, it's going to be a difference going from the USFL to back to the NFL. Those guys are a little more crisp. They're a little more faster. Can he re-catch that momentum? Can he get himself back into that atmosphere to where he's able to hang with these guys? And if he can make plays, that's going to keep him around.
Yeah, it's a good. I hope for his sake it works out. We have a story coming up in the buzzer that is, if you think you've heard of wealth, there's a story I'm about to tell you about that is probably one of the richest rich guy flexes I've ever seen in my life. We'll do that. We'll talk with Eric Reeser as well. That's on next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Thursday. All areas in and around the metro are still looking really good as you head out the door for your Thursday commute here. All the drive times pretty much up to par on major interstates as well. A little bit slower 70 eastbound for folks over on the west side. Again, that's some construction that's still going on out there, so take caution. Over to our folks in Madison County, though, looking a little bit slower if you're taking US 40 east between 42 to 270. Got you at 17 minutes there in the yellow. Looking a lot better, though, if you're taking 70 east, West Jefferson to 270. You got 11 minutes. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Now is the time to get your body right. Stop going through life dealing with pain. Remember the good days where you were able to play sports with your friends? Now you're losing to your kids in activity. It's time to take the crown back. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell for QC Kinetics. They are different. These are not quick fixes. This is a revolutionary treatment that works to give your body long-term relief. You'll meet face-to-face with Dr. Aaron Wilkoff and the QC Kinetics medical team. They'll teach you how their regenerative treatment takes your body's own healing power and helps heal and restore your damaged tissue. These are well-respected protocols that include potent and powerful cellular level treatments. QC Kinetics has helped myself and tens of thousands of people right here in the Columbus area. They'll get to the root of your pain and fix it. You will be showing your kids who's boss, just like old times. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Many drugs, like cocaine, methamphetamine, and non-prescription pills, are often cut with dangerous opioids like fentanyl. As a result, nearly 14 Ohioans die daily from unintentional overdoses. That's why it's important to carry naloxone, such as Narcan, a life-saving medication that blocks the effects of fentanyl and other opioids. Over the last 5 years, naloxone has saved over 83,000 lives. Help save lives and visit naloxone.ohio.gov to learn more and find free naloxone. Remember, if you see an overdose occurring, always call 911.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
10 West Broad, Columbus. CordellCordell.com.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat Fan Drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. The next time Tyvis hits a home run in softball will be the first time Tyvis hits a home run in softball. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up. Softball game.
July 19th.
Looking
Is that
forward to
true?
it.
No.
You've never hit a softball in a game?
He's lying because my first year at Cardale's softball game, I hit a home run.
Is there a video of this?
I'm sure if they videoed his first.
Do you have video proof of this?
It was at the softball.
Pixar didn't happen,
It
bud.
was at
right.
the women's softball field.
Oh, is that where they did it? That was
first
before they got
the first year. Yeah.
Before they got to Huntington Park.
Well, you've got a month, friend.
Then he threw Cardale Jones' name on it, and it took off.
Well, get to the cage and get in there and start
Listen,
doing some BP.
you don't need no cage when you Ken Griffey III, all right? I don't need the cage.
Has anybody ever called you that?
Yes.
No, he has called himself that.
I've realized, yeah.
Eric Reeser is in.
Hello,
from Bishop
gentlemen.
and Friends. You ready for the big fun run we're doing this weekend?
Well,
971K.
Pencils down. I sure hope so.
Yeah, you're running the 9.71K.
Yep.
I'm walking the 5K. Tyvis is going to run the mile.
We'll see.
What do you mean we'll see? You're running the mile, aren't you?
I could walk it or jog.
You could.
Yeah, it's
you
a
could
walk.
walk. You can do whatever you want. I just thought
You can walk the 5K as well.
You being the competitor,
I
I thought you were.
probably will jog it.
There you go.
Two things about that. So it's going to be gorgeous on Saturday.
It's going to be like 89 degrees.
And we are taking registrations at the day of. So
Yeah.
if you want to run the mile, run the 5K through gorgeous uptown, downtown Westerville, you can Saturday morning if you're waking up feeling froggy enough.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. You get a medal, T-shirt, all that stuff. It's really cool and get to come hang out with us. So we're looking forward to doing that. If you want more information, it's just 971therace.com to check all that out. I presume you guys will get into some of the stuff with Shadeur Sanders. I'm sure you guys will get into some Browns discussion, Buckeye stuff. Who else do you guys have coming up today?
Paul Feinbaum will join at 10:30. It does feel like there could be trouble in paradise for the Big Ten and the SEC, the two decision makers in really all of college athletics. Aaron Portzline's going to jump on at 11:30. We're going to do some Blue Jackets talk. About a week out of the NHL draft, CBJ pick at 14 and at 20. So a pretty big offseason, to say the least, for the Blue Jackets. And when it comes to the Browns, I don't know how much discussion will be had. 20-year-old drives fast in a car.
Stupid.
It's dumb. Don't do it. Like, I know the Cleveland media up there and how much of a big deal will be made by some.
Right.
None should be really made of this.
Well, right. It's not that it's not a bad thing, but
it's a bad thing. But I don't think we need to tell people that.
Well,
don't speed. Don't go fast.
I think when it leaks into this is why he'll never play quarterback in the NFL. It's like that's a dumb argument.
You do need to get out of your own way sometimes.
Yeah, you probably need to have a little better judgment on this given how this entire offseason has gone. But this just in. The people who don't like Shadeur Sanders are going to amplify this to a million degrees. The people who love Shadeur Sanders and he could do no wrong will completely downplay this. Most other people in the middle of all that will say, yeah, it makes sense that this happened. Don't do it again. It's bad. It could end up really bad. Ask Henry Ruggs III or whatever, how he went with the Raiders. So that's,
Dante Stallworth.
Yeah, there's been lots of players who have had this happen. We were talking about, Tyvis and I were talking about, he and I have a weird connection that we both have driven a Rolls Royce. What is the nicest car you think you've ever driven, Reese? Or not to put you on the spot. Do you have one that you can remember, even if it was just like a one-off rental?
An Audi.
Oh, nice.
Like an A5.
You live a simple life.
Yeah, very.
That's good, though.
Well,
it was nice.
I would have never driven this car had I not been staying with Sherm.
What was it?
He had a Rolls Royce.
What kind, though?
Oh, he had a...
Was it the Wraith?
I think it was the Wraith, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Because I was always under the impression
it was white and red.
in a Rolls Royce.
I was telling him I used to work for Rolls Royce, and that was the thing, was for years that was the way they were built. They actually have, when you open some of the doors, an umbrella that you can pop out just for that, for the driver to get out, hold the umbrella over the person who's getting out of the car if it's raining.
Because when you both said Rolls Royce, like, I'm both not picturing you in a Phantom. So that's why I asked what was Sherm's car. Because I don't think he doesn't strike me as a Rolls Royce Phantom guy.
And a Phantom is the one that, like, you get driven around in. But that Rolls Royce made an effort to say, no, we want people to drive these cars. So they tried to make, like, two-seaters
I wish
and
I could.
convertibles.
I wish I had somebody drive. I was his chauffeur. And according to T-Bone, he needs the again.
Well,
that's a second DUI. You know,
I said maybe he should call you. That story came out yesterday. Didn't you say that was from like a year ago? We just now found out about it.
It was from 2024.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's
when
that's
he just
still
came out yesterday.
That's still nice.
Apparently, he likes
don't do that either.
Apparently, he likes to drink.
Car Seattle Seahawks green?
No.
I don't know what kind of shade of green that is. I'm just assuming by saying Seahawks, y'all put it in your mind that color of green.
So at his Seattle residence, he had like 4 or 5 cars. He had a Challenger that he never drove. He had a Porsche. He had a Tesla, and he had a Rolls Royce. The Tesla and the Rolls Royce was out in San Fran with him. And when I was staying with him for the last 2 weeks of the season, because I wasn't about to go pay for a hotel or pay rent somewhere.
Smart.
Saving money. He was like, here. He just tossed me the keys and said, here, drive us to the facility and drive us home. And I was like,
nice.
You gonna let me drive it? And I opened that thing up. I said, this thing is nice.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't pay for it, but it's nice, though.
Yeah. Yeah, those cars are still, I think, more expensive than any house I've ever lived in. So, yeah, they're quite a thing. All right, Reese, we're looking forward to Bishop and Friends coming up 9 to noon right here on The Fan. The buzzer is now. Let's do it.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
So we're talking about nice cars. Dovetails nicely into this story. Roger Penske. May have heard of his name. He owns the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He owns IndyCar. He also is like Penske Moving Trucks, if you've ever seen those. Mm-hmm. That's his company, among many other business interests. He is a very, very wealthy man. So
Must
wealthy,
be nice.
in fact. Porsche, one of his racing teams is a Porsche racing team, the sports cars. Mm-hmm. When they run those at like 24 Hours of Le Mans or the Daytona, 24 Hours Daytona, he owns a team that does that. They have a car called the RS3 that is a racing car. Like it is, I'm sorry, a 963 is what I should say. 963 race car. They don't make these for the street. However, Porsche has now said for Roger Penske, we're going to make one of them that is street legal. They had to tune the engine so it can actually drive on like regular fuel. They had to do a couple things with the suspension to make sure it wouldn't like break your spine on like a speed bump. But other than that, it is essentially a race car that has been tuned down a little bit for the street to make it legal.
So we will see Roger Penske just driving around in this car.
I would be surprised if it ever hits the road. But it is a one-of-one 963 called the RSP. RSP are his initials, and that's the only one that's going to be made, and it's just for him.
You got to take it out. Like, for the people
are you kidding me?
For people that's car collectors, like, at some point, they got to at least... You got to drive it.
It goes back to what you were saying about Sherm with a car he didn't drive. Then what's the point?
No,
that's why he sold a lot of them. He sold. I think the only thing he got now is the Tesla.
Like if I had a car like that, I'm going to Giant Eagle with it, and you're all going to see and hear.
I'm parking right in the front.
I'm driving up almost to the door.
Yeah, I'm parking right in the front.
You know, the only reason that you wouldn't want to drive it is just because when you go to get in the car, it's like, all right, folks, I appreciate all of you taking the photos. I do have to get home. I have to, like, that's the only reason you don't want to drive it. But I'm with you guys. You're going to know that I have this car.
I'll do the Cardell. Sure. I'll be double parked outside. Don't park next to me. Don't even get next to it.
All right, Bishop and Friends is next. We will see you tomorrow for a big Friday show. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Thursday. All areas leading into the metro still looking really good for your Thursday commutes, but we are noticing a little bit of slowdowns happening over on the west side, just north of West Jefferson, 70 eastbound. We are noticing some reds, oranges, and yellows, meaning some slowdowns in that area. Taking a close look at 70 at Cole Road, we are noticing a semi-truck off to the side there. Not sure what's going on, but just make sure to take it nice and slow if you're heading in this direction. I'm 10 TV's Brianne Albizu with your fan traffic. Make it a great day.
Men, summertime is here. And that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be. And if what I'm describing is you, it's very likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Tri-State Men's Health, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an enhanced sex drive as well. And because we are so confident in the efficacy of our low T treatment protocols, for a limited time, we are offering you a free first appointment, which includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654. Or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Get ECO.
ECO. Hey, Jerry, I think I invented something. Does it solve a problem? It solves a big problem.
Get ECO.
ECO. Heating and cooling companies are telling people your furnace and AC isn't worth fixing. You need to replace it with a whole new system.
You invented a solution for that?
I invented a way to fix those systems for free.
Get ECO.
ECO.
That's a great invention. How does it work?
Step 1 is to pay ECO to fix it.
I thought you said you'd fix it for free.
Step 2 is that we give you back all the money that you paid us, up to $1,500 when you get ECO to replace it.
Get ECO.
ECO.
What if your repair keeps my system running for several more years?
That would mean you got all those extra years for free.
Paying ECO to fix your AC system is like putting money in the bank.
Get ECO.
ECO.
Get ECO.
ECO.
Get ECO.
ECO. ECO plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Get ECO.com.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
The Reds set a team record on this date, June 19th in 1994, when they hit 4 home runs in 1 inning. It was against the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta, and the outburst came in the first inning against a Hall of Fame pitcher, John Smoltz. But the Reds were showing him no respect on this day. Al Morris and Kevin Mitchell getting the Reds off to a big start with back-to-back home runs, and then moments later, Jeff Branson and Eddie Taubensee hit long balls. The only other time the Reds have hit 4 homers in 1 inning was in 1996, and Jeff Branson was a part of those festivities as well. A big day for the Reds in the long ball this June 19th, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
This just in from the Lindsay Honda Newsroom. It's our big anniversary sale. 0% for up to 60 months has been extended on all new Hondas. Try the new 2025 CR-V LX all-wheel drive with 0% financing.
Lower your rate, lower your payment.
Save thousands on hundreds of new Hondas when you buy now.
With so many Hondas, why would you go anywhere else?
Shop the big, the beautiful Lindsay Honda now. Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
Summer's here, and seasonal businesses are hiring everything from hiking guides to surf instructors and more. Whether you're hiring for one of these roles or any other role, you need ZipRecruiter to find qualified candidates fast. ZipRecruiter's smart technology gets to work as soon as you post a job, diving in to find great matches and showing you top picks right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/USL to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.